the place to be. The Grey Cup. It's the symbol of football supremacy in Canada, steeped in tradition. There's something magical about the Cup. It's more than just a trophy. It's tangible proof of excellence. A long season concludes in raising it to the sky. The quest for the Cup is filled with emotion.
What a great experience to be able to drink out of the Grey Cup after you win and to look around on it and find your name amongst so many great players. It's incredible.
Two clubs remain in the hunt.
There are no games after the Grey Cup. I mean, this is it. This is the championship. You know, someone will walk away Sunday happy, someone will walk away sad.
A final step, tantalizingly close.
This is the most important game of my life. Every player on our team feels that way. You know, it has to be the most important game for us to go out and be successful.
The magnitude of the task is not lost on these players.
Even as a kid, you know, I'm playing football. It's like, I mean, that was when I watched the Grey Cup on TV, I always thought, I want to play in the Grey Cup.
The desire is real. The passion palpable. Two teams, one goal, one cup. Ownership will be decided today. From a jam-packed Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton, Alberta, the Canadian Football League Championship will be decided as the Toronto Argonauts face the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Hi, everybody. You couldn't ask for anything better. The big city from the east against the little city from the west, heavily favored against underdog. And here in Edmonton, I'm with a longtime Eskimo, my partner, CFL Hall of Famer Danny Kepley. This is your house.
I tell you what, Babe Ruth built the only house, but when you're playing football at this time of the year, you don't care whose backyard you're in.
Well, the Toronto Argonauts are hoping this is their backyard for them to take home the cup. Number 2, Doug Flutie has to be on his game.
I tell you what, Doug Flutie runs this football club, and as he goes, so goes the Toronto Argonauts. But he'll be the first to tell you, when he's out there playing, he has the ability to escalate everybody's performance level to another higher plane.
Yeah, I'm pulling the trigger, I'm running the offense, calling my own stuff and all that, and it's a great feeling to be in control out there. But we've got a lot of talent on this football team, talent that I would put up against just about anyone.
Well, the anyone he's going to have to put it up against, the Saskatchewan Roughriders. They're not supposed to be here, Cap.
Hey, I tell you what, when you look up the word underdog, they have a picture of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. It's led by Reggie Slack, but this is a team that believes in destiny. They won 2 games to get here. They weren't supposed to win. And they believe that they have a good chance to beat the Toronto Argonauts.
We have no problem with being the underdogs. We've been underdogs in a number of games this year, and those have been the games that we fared the best in.
We went from 8th place out of 8 to conference champions and a Grey Cup participant. So being underdogs is old hat to us. And
well, these dogs are ready to bark. 19 degrees, the winds 10 miles an hour from the northeast, and they're calling for a little snow. Wouldn't be the Grey Cup outdoors unless you had a little snow, would it? So as it stands right now, the turf might prove to be a factor because it's cold, and our man on the sidelines will be patrolling that turf. It's Gordon Miller. Gordy, how is it down there?
You know what, Rob? It's not bad at all. In fact, a lot of the players from Toronto are comparing this to last year's Grey Cup in Hamilton. Yes, it's cold, 19 Fahrenheit, as you mentioned, probably going down to about 10, but it's not very windy, and that's the key thing. I talked to Doug Flutie moments ago. He warmed up without a glove on, but then wore the 2 gloves like he did last year in the Grey Cup. He thinks he'll play the entire game like that. Most of the players are wearing shoes much like this, an artificial turf shoe with the rubber nubs on it that don't freeze up. Some of the players tried spikes, but they don't work out here. The field conditions are this: loose on top, very hard underneath, but the players say the field appears to be very even. It's chilly, but you know what? Seems pretty good. We'll see how it is in the 4th quarter, guys.
Well, this game is pretty good. The Canadian Football League has some obvious differences kept from the American game, and let's run over them for
Well,
you.
take a look. The big thing is the size of this field. It is 110 yards long. They have 20-yard end zones. It's 65 yards wide as opposed to 50. There's 12 players. There's 3 downs to make 10 yards as opposed to the 4. There's a lot of throwing in this game. Some of the other difference, multiple players in motion, but at the snap of the ball, you still have to have 7 on the line of scrimmage. There is 1 point rewarded for a field goal that is missed, And in the punting game, there's no fair catches. You will see every punt return.
You just have to leave a 5-yard restraining zone for the man to make the catch and then let him go. Commonwealth Stadium, Edmonton, Alberta, where this man, Jim Daly, has brought his Saskatchewan Roughriders. A team 8-10 on the regular season. Daly comes in his second year and has brought this club together as a unit.
As he said earlier, we started out at the beginning of this season. We were the worst of the 8 teams, and now we are here, and this team has faith in themselves.
Well, T for team is what Don Matthews has been preaching all season long. In the playoffs, his career record is 10-6. He is 3-2 as a Grey Cup head coach. He knows what it is like to win, and he wants his team to do that again. He wants the repeat.
These guys are going to have an opportunity to be the first team to repeat as Grey Cup champions since the Edmonton Eskimos of 1981 and 82.
Well, they did the repeat. You got a fistful of rings because of that.
I got 5 of them on one hand. I got 1 on the other hand.
Doug Flutie, there are his numbers for the season. They're getting ready. You'll hear the roar. This will be a pro-Saskatchewan crowd. They're only 1 province away. They have invaded Alberta and are ready to celebrate.
Hey, this is where I'm envious about it. All those days you talked about the Grey Cups I won, we were all playing in the East. It was played the Grey Cup in Toronto and Montreal, so we were always the underdogs. We never had a home crowd. The Saskatchewan Roughriders today, there will be about 50,000 Saskatchewan fans here. Toronto could have to put up with the 13th man on the field.
The Saskatchewan Roughriders will receive Shannon Baker and Ty Winans are the deep men. Mike Vanderjagt is set to go.
Well, in this part of the game, even this opening kickoff will set the tempo. The kicking game will prove pivotal today in this Grey Cup.
Mike Vanderjagt, last year he was the outstanding Canadian when the Argonauts beat the Edmonton Eskimos in Hamilton, Ontario.
He did. He just solidified that position by kicking 5 for 5 field goals.
He's had a great postseason. And listen to the roar. Vanderjagt is ready. The 85th Grey Cup is underway in Edmonton. And there's already a problem with the kickoff. It is picked up by Shannon Baker. Baker deep in his own zone. Finds some room down the right side. Baker trying to get by Vanderjagt. Baker's got some room. Does he get a block? Vanderjagt has to make the tackle. The Riders will start deep in Argo territory around the 32. Special team, bang.
Bang, I told you, this is going to happen. You get a miscue, you can see he loses his footing, but those fast coverage teams comes down, they can't stop very quickly, and he shows great speed. Makes one little move to get inside. Now no one picks up a great block on the outside, and no one's going to touch him down the sideline. Vanderjagt does a good job of fending off a blocker and getting a hold of it.
It was a 74-yard kickoff and a 76-yard return. Talk about making something out of nothing. Reggie Slack brings out his offense. Slack, he keeps. He rolls to the left side, pitches it out. It's caught by Narcisse, and he takes for about a 6-yard gain. Let's take a look at the offense led by Reggie Slack from Auburn University. He's got Mike Saunders, Sean Daniels in the backfield. And he'll be throwing to Winans and Narcisse outside. The inside men, Dan Farthing and Curtis Mayfield. And protecting Terry, Green, Coulter, Tomasky, and Makowski. Second down. Slack back to pass, got the time, pitches it out right at the first down marker. Mike Saunders makes the grab.
Could be just a little flat, just a little short. But here's the defense that they're up against, the best in the business. Raposo on the outside, Demetrius Maxey in the middle, and Rob Waltrip. This linebacking core are tough one. Wilshire, Mike O'Shea in the middle, Kenny Benson, and Reggie Gibbons on the outside out of Penn State. And this back end, Adrian Smith, Johnny Harris, Lester Smith, Antonio Spawner getting the start, and Donald Smith out of Liberty on the hot corner.
1st and 10. Inside the 25. They give us to Saunders, to Daniels, rather. Expect to see Daniels go in to pound it away, then set up the pass.
Hey, Daniels has been one of the guys that's carried coming into this game 18 times in the playoffs, 71 yards in 2 games, 1 big touchdown. He is a power runner, and that could work very well in this type of footing because you're running straight ahead, north and south, Dave.
Well, Daniels, one of 4 players who was on that Grey Cup victory team for the Riders in 1989. Back to pass is Slack. Moves out of the pocket. There is a flag as Narcisse was the intended receiver.
But where it was pulled, it looks like it's going to be holding against the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Donald Narcisse, 11 years, Saskatchewan Roughriders.
This will be the key part. The offensive line does have to block well and be able to buy some time for Reggie Slack because this defense is the best in the business.
Dave Ewell, the referee for today's game, making the call. 3rd down, so we'll see Paul McCollum come out to try to put the Riders on the board. I spoke to McCollum before and said, what's the turf like? He decided to go with the shoe that Gord showed you at the beginning of the broadcast. He said, that's going to be easier on my kicking foot. He's not going with a standard kicking shoe. 28-yard field goal. It is up, and it hits the, it is good. Off the post and in.
As it is, nothing but net. Good start for the Saskatchewan offense. They get a big break on the special teams, but when you have an opportunity to get down in the red zone, you need to be able to come away with some points, and the Saskatchewan Roughriders have done it on the first drive.
Is your life boring? Are you tired of the same old thing?
Suck it up. Get in the game. The CFL is back and more radical than ever. The action never stops. It's hard-hitting, high-scoring football. Get in the game. Wear the attitude. Yeah. Go, 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 go.
Hey, suck it up. CFL football. Get in the game.
To get the most out of your digital satellite system, you need DirecTV. And for expert advice and guaranteed low prices on your new system, you need Circuit City. We're your DSS experts, and we'll show you how to see more sports, movies, and pay-per-view than on any other system. Right now, get the last 6 weeks of 97 NFL Sunday Ticket free when you buy any DSS and sign up for monthly DirecTV Total Choice programming. Now at Circuit City.
Jim Harbaugh and Jay Lewinberg for 1-800-COLLECT.
Jim, next time you call me collect, call me 1-800-COLLECT.
Jay, give it a rest.
No, 1-800-COLLECT is 10 cents a minute every evening all week long.
Yeah? Are we going to practice or what?
You should have used 1-800-COLLECT!
Think Jim's learned his lesson?
One more play ought to do it. 1-800-COLLECT. 10 cents a minute every evening all week long.
Well, the Riders get the first points, 3-0. Reggie Slack says that's what he wants because this is like a home game at Commonwealth.
This week is going to be like a home game to us. We have a lot of fans who've driven in here from Saskatchewan, and you know we have some fans who are here in town, and they're going to make a lot of noise, and we want to give them something to cheer for.
On the ensuing kickoff, it bounces short, picked up, and the Argos will just jump on it. Looked like it was a loose ball, but they get it. Walters is saying the Riders have it. Let's watch. Miscues on both kickoffs. Doug Flutie's walking out, so he assumes the Argos have it. They're still trying to decide. Doug Flutie is bringing his team out. He's got a long field to do it. Doug Flutie from Boston College, and look at the backfield. Robert Drummond, Mike Pinball Clemons. He's got some great guys to throw to. Paul Massotti and Andre Kerwin inside. Dwayne DePatricia and the Rookie of the Year, Darryl Mitchell. Williams, Berchevelle, Kisselack, Payne, and Giaskis, the men on the front line. 1st and 10. Flutie starting from the 27. The shotgun. He fakes to Drummond. He throws it to Kerwin, who gets the first down.
We'll see a lot of movement on this Toronto offense, and the guys that have to make the adjustments are the Saskatchewan Roughrider defenders. Troy Alexander up front, John Kropke, and Nelson Van Wise in the middle, and the tough Bobby Jurison on the outside. Linebacking core made up of Gary Rogers, Greg Clark, and Ron Getson in the back end. You've got Sutton, Ulmer, Terry, Joseph, and McMillan getting the start on the corner.
They might use a lot of defensive backs. Fake again, he's back to pass. He's in a little trouble. Now he starts to run. Now he throws. Masadi was well covered. No catch. He's picking it up, though.
Hey, they're calling it was a catch. There's a big foul. You couldn't see it. We couldn't see it from that camera angle because all the Saskatchewan Roughriders were standing up.
Well, they were saying no catch. Here's another look at it.
Take a look.
It goes to Masadi on the sideline.
Doug Flutie makes a lot happen. He starts to scramble, and those receivers know for a fact, once he starts scrambling, all you have to do is find the open place, and Doug Flutie will figure out a way to get it. Now watch how the ball hits. It's cradled between his legs, and now it comes up.
Oh, I
think the ball's on the ground.
I think it's down. Talk about getting a great break. First down for the Argos. They're in the Rider zone. And there it is, the little flip pass, but this one's to Pinball. Mike Clemons, he charges through. This guy is tough to stop. You saw him bounce around defenders. That's why he's called the Pinball.
Mike tips the scales at about 165, 5'6" out of William and Mary. Gets the inside shuffle pass, handoff. Breaks a couple of tackles, great leg strength, and he just keeps working and working. Sets up another first down for Doug Flutie in this offense.
First and 10. Mike Clemons is the first pro football player to get 1,000 yards in 3 categories. Punts, kickoffs, and receiving. First and 10 for the Argos. Here at the 27.
Hey, good play right here. Doug Flutie takes the chance, tries to get an audible in, can't find it. This Saskatchewan defense seems to be moving around. They have him slightly confused.
They got him confused enough to get him for the delay. It's going to be first and 15. Flutie is wearing the gloves. That's what the glass cutter gloves. Gives him a pretty good grip.
Now, see, what we talked about, about this home field and the fans, they're making a lot of noise, and it's hard for them to communicate. Doug is using hand signals.
Well, first and 15 from the shotgun. Everybody in motion. Flutie steps up, slips. Robert Drummond with the ball. He is caught. Doesn't get any gain, does he? And then Gary Rogers was the man to bring him down.
Good defense in the back end. They play zone, get the pressure up front, the push in the pocket, forces Doug Flutie to throw it short, and then this defense just rallies up to it, reacts to the ball, make the tackle.
Second and 13 or second and 14. Depends on how friendly the mark was, but it's still a long way to go.
Couldn't get any friendlier than the call on the reception by Paul Masadi.
From the shotgun. Flutie's got the time. He pitches. Intercepted. It is picked off by the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and it is Bryce Bevel.
Bryce Bevel out of his second year out of Syracuse, just put on the roster for the Grey Cup team.
Bryce Bevel steps in and picks off Flutie. The Riders have things going their way early in the game.
Women who have changed the world.
And say simply, with hope, good morning.
Stories that will change your life.
I have no regrets at all. I regret the things I didn't do.
Intimate portrait.
Lifetime's Intimate Portrait is brought to you locally by The Country Cupboard, where you'll find everything you need to furnish every room in your home. The welcome mat is always out at The Country Cupboard on Middlebelt between 5 and 6 Mile.
You have trouble driving in the rain? Is the glare unbearable at night? That's why STP created Vision Blade glass treatment. Vision Blade forms an invisible barrier that repels water and virtually eliminates glare. It applies in minutes and lasts for 6 months, so there's no need to reapply over and over. Look, this muddy water sticks to the glass on the untreated side, but with Vision Blade, the dirt and grime sheets away and your view remains clear. See what you've been missing with Vision Blade.
This Thursday, it's a nice doubleheader for everyone.
At 6:30, Coach K's squad is stacked with a great blend of youth and experience. The Blue Devils take on Davidson. Then at 8:30, the General marches his troops to Birmingham, where big men Patterson and Collier hope to extinguish the Blazers. Davidson Duke at 6:30, Indiana UAB at 8:30. Thursday on ESPN2. Welcome to the Naismith House.
3-0 for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Dan, what will the keys be for this game?
Today for the Toronto Argonauts, it's important. They need to control the line of scrimmage. They have to win the battle up front. Secondly, they have to defend. They have to create some confusion for this offense. That's third thing, dance with what got you here. Play Argo football, be aggressive, physical, offensively and defensively attack.
We'll get to the Saskatchewan keys. Is bringing it out. Here's Reggie Slack. They give us to Saunders, who busts his way up very close to a first down.
Now for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, the big thing they have to do, I think they got to hold the rock. They've got to be able to make some possession drives, run inside and set up play action. Score early, it is important. Don't get behind, at least keep tabs. And don't give up the big play. Make Doug Flutie work 10, 11, 12 plays to score.
Well, we've already seen a couple of big plays. Shannon Baker's kickoff return, an interception by Bryce Bevel. Second and short, a little pitch, and around the corner, Saunders was aiming right for the first down marker.
Gonna come up really just a little short. He stretched out his hand, but again, where the ball is and where his knee touched, how does that take place? Good stretch. Reggie Slack comes down, that old Auburn option, and Mike Saunders makes an excellent effort to avoid the tackle and comes up, stretches out, picks up the first down.
First and 10 for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Well, if the key is to keep Doug Flutie off the field, right now this key is huge.
That's it. Their best defense is a good offense.
Reggie Slack. There's going to be a flag. It looks like he was able to draw the Argonauts off. There's another flag as well. But a nice move as the wide receiver came in, made the little move out, and it may have drawn the Argos offside.
I think we may get John Raposo, number 61, offside.
Offside. Toronto 61. First down review.
Well, you linebackers and you line guys in D, what are you doing?
I'm listening to my CNI dog right beside me. He was barking, telling exactly what it was supposed to be. You know how linebackers are. We have bad vision. We go on sonar.
First and 5. Here again in the backfield. That pickup will be 3 or 4 yards. Saunders the ball carrier.
This is where I think is crucial. Reggie Slack needs to make good first down production. He has to be able to put himself in 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5. Stay out of 2nd and long against this Toronto defense, because Don Matthews' philosophy is that if you block 5, I'll send 6. You block 6, I'll send 7. I will force you to throw the ball in a hurry.
So somebody like Reggie Slack has to be really aware of who is coming and maybe try to pick it up. Fake again, rolls to the right side, pitches it out. There's a first down reception by the veteran Donald Narcisse, who Coach Jim Daly said this: he's not fast, he's patient.
He said he's not a slow receiver, he's a patient one, and he's been patient for 11 years. Narcisse out of Texas Southern had 180 consecutive game catch streak coming into this ball game. Obviously, they don't count the playoffs, but this guy is Mr. Clutch. And not only that, but he is one of the main leaders on this Saskatchewan team.
Those are pretty solid numbers for Donald Narcisse. First down. And whistles all around. There's a flag.
Could be time count, we're not sure.
Violation. Saskatchewan 17.
Well, Reggie Slack brought him out a little slow.
You got to do it. You got to keep this momentum up for Reggie Slack. You can't let little things happen like that. Concentrate. Know exactly where you are on the field at all times and what's happening with the play clock. There's only 20 seconds in the Canadian Football League in between plays.
First and 15. Riders leading. 3-0. Field goal by Paul McCollum. Back to pass, Reggie Slack finds some room. Oh, good defense. Donald Smith came over the top and took the ball away from Taiwan.
A lot of booing going on, but Donald Smith made a great play. 4 interceptions, and this is his 6th year out of Liberty University. Good protection up front. The ball is thrown. Now you got to come back toward the ball just a little bit. If you came back toward the ball, toward Reggie Slack, a step or two, we may have either made the catch or been able to get a pass interference call.
Now 2nd and 15.
Watch for the heat by the Toronto Argonauts. It's about time to turn them up.
Well, some dancing, no flag. Slack pitches it out. Has he got a catch or has he got an interception? 2 men went up for it. Intercepted. Lester Smith picked it off. Mike Saunders was there. Lester Smith came up with the ball. You get one, I get one. Interception that stops an Argo drive, and now this interception by Lester Smith.
Eastern All-Star Lester Smith with 6 interceptions in 1997. He's out of the Citadel, and he plays the middle as well as anybody. You can see the heat coming from Kelly Wilshire on the outside. But Lester Smith makes a great break on the ball after playing center field, and he's making a move just as Reggie Slack's arm is going forward.
Well, Smith makes it happen. Look at Toronto's turnover story this season, a +18. Robert Drummond was the ball carrier. Clark was there to haul him down.
This is the key. This defense of Saskatchewan has not gotten a lot of respect through the course of the week. And this Toronto team thought that they would have an easy time of coming in and moving the ball against it. But with the weather conditions the way they are, I'll tell you what, there's one thing that may negate speed and finesse, and that'll be slippery field and cold.
Well, the shovel pass has been a staple for the Argonauts. It was about a 3-yard gain. You can hear the crowd starting to get on the Argo. Flutie looking, he's trying to get away. He's not going to. Bobby Jurison brings him down.
We had a chance to talk with Bobby Jurison right before the game. He was so pumped up about this that he knew that he was going to put some hits. He said, we will have some surprises for Doug Flutie today. Bobby Jurison, through the course of his career, 142 sacks. He's 2nd in career history in the CFL in sacks out of Northern Michigan.
Well, Troy Alexander got him, and finishing him off was Bobby Jurison. And on the punt, it is handled by the Riders. Shannon Baker had a great run back, only manages to get to about the 28-yard line. That's where the Riders will start. They lead 3-0 right now. The Grey Cup in Edmonton, Alberta.
I wear mom glasses. It's no big deal. You gotta see to drive. I needed a new prescription, so I drove over to Lens Crafters.
Lens Crafters have all the latest styles at really great prices. Lily loved the Florence folks. She thought, no way, she can't afford them. I said, look at the price tag.
Those are great. They were ready in an hour.
Ruby, nice cat glasses.
A good bargain always brings out the best in me. Lens Crafters, helping people see better 1 hour at a time. Call 1-800-541-LENS for the store nearest you.
Rocks. Some people skip them, stack them, or just plain ignore them. But then there's these Texaco people. They love the darn things. Obsess over them. Go to the ends of the earth to find them. They study them. They scan them. Even taste them. Why? You find the right rocks. You find the energy the world needs to keep on running. Texaco, a world of energy.
3-0, the Saskatchewan Roughriders leading the Toronto Argonauts in the Grey Cup, and there he is, Bobby Jurison, who said you can't stop Flutie, you have to contain him.
How do you stop him? I don't think you ever stop Doug Flutie. I think you contain Doug Flutie. I think you try to mix in some coverages, and hopefully the pressure up front will get in his face a little bit, but he's an impossible man to stop. They have one of the best offensive lines in the league, and they give up the least amount of sacks. Their defense is rated top in the league, so it's going to take a great team effort. Not just 1 or 2 individuals. It's going to take 36 men to win this football game.
And now it is up to the 12 men on offense. Bobby Jurison making some great comments. He just loves playing in Saskatchewan and is a pillar of that community.
That little handle there, they call it now Jurisac Park when you come into it, because Bobby Jurison is one of the most excitable guys to play the defense in the Canadian Football League. 12 years and he only knows one way to play it. Second and long again, look for Toronto. Come with the heat.
Drive with Winans and now slot back to pass once again. The heat came on. He's looking deep. It's going to land and bounce on the frozen grass. Well, that's it. Second, and in comes the punting unit. Let's go down field level of Gord Miller.
You know, Ralph, on the Toronto sideline, they're talking about how similar this Grey Cup game is to last week's Eastern Final against the Montreal Alouettes, when the Owls had plenty of breaks early on and were unable to take advantage of them. Don Matthews telling his team to ride out the early storm, quiet this crowd, and they feel like if it's even in the first quarter, they're doing all right.
Well, you know, when you're 15-3 on the regular season, there hasn't been much opportunity to panic.
Well, you sit back and you forget about that. You throw all the records out. But as Gord said, Montreal had 4. Oh, it's blocked.
Partially blocked. Ball bounces. They're waiting for an Argo to come get it. It's Pinball, and he just jumps on it. There's going to be a flag. There could be a late hit. Wow. So the Argos were coming, and now it's getting feisty. A 16-yard punt. Blocked by the Argos, and now they're trying to sort everything out.
Just to tell you a little bit about the Canadian Football League and the kicking game again, as we said earlier, every punt is live. You have to give a 5-yard cushion for the return guy. Look at the heat up front. Just a little bit of a shot by Smith, who gets the ball, gets the hands on the ball on McCallum's punt. Now you got to clear out, give 5 yards. Pinball gets it, and at the last minute, that's Ron Getz, who comes in and puts the shoulder right in his mouth.
They're calling it no yards, and look where Toronto will start deep in the Rider zone. Well, Gord Miller mentioned it, going to ride it out. Well, they're doing it right now by taking advantage of this. 32-yard line. First and 10 for Flutie and the Argos. Flutie, quick give to Robert Drummond. Drummond charges up the middle. That'll be close to the first down.
This Saskatchewan defensive line is not the biggest defensive line in the world. They do a lot of movement, a lot of twisting, a lot of slanting into different gaps. And they will take advantage because the Toronto offensive line is very large. They just want to get body on body and push them and slide them out of the way and let Robert Drummond, who you just saw the numbers on, have a great field day of running the ball inside with his power.
How do you like that for numbers? And he missed 3 games with an knee injury.
181 carries, 734 yards.
Second and 1. Flutie, the give is to Robert Drummond. He's got the first down. This drive is still going.
This is very key for Doug Flutie. Last week in the Eastern Final against the Montreal Alouettes, Robert Drummond fumbled twice on 2 short yardage plays. He comes back in the most crucial game. He shows his confidence with the guy out of territory. Here, take the ball, get it up the middle, get the first down.
There's his career Grey Cup stats. 78 completions and 134 attempts. Over 1,000 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Empty backfield, 6 receivers.
He pitches it out. It's caught. And coming down is Jim Attrition, but the ball is loose. It is picked up. Now it's dropped again by the Riders. Who's got it?
Oh, what a break.
Jim Attrition went back to get it again. But was it whistled down up or back? Wow. Talk about getting lucky. Eric Sutton thought he had that.
Out of the shotgun formation, Doug likes to use a lot of crossing routes, particularly when he can feel like they're in man coverage or he reads man, because he creates separation. It looks like a strip, and then comes back. Demetrius makes a great effort to come back and get the ball, but they're saying no fumble down where he touched the ground.
Eric Sutton thought he had it, but Demetrius was down. Second down and 4 in the ball. And the Argos, as they are charging through, looks to the middle, turning around, and in Mitchell goes for the first touchdown of the Grey Cup 97. Mitchell, a 14-yard touchdown pass, and the Argos are in the lead.
Daryl Mitchell out of Texas Tech in his first year. This week just was voted the Canadian Football League's Rookie of the Year. Look at Doug Flutie, how he sets back, little finds an open spot in that zone. Then after he does with this Toronto team, and receiving core is so good, is what they do after they make the catch.
First career playoff touchdown. He's going to probably have lots to remember from his first year in the CFL. Vanderjagt is good with the point after, and the Argos now lead 7-3. Partially blocked punt, set them up nicely, and the Argos took it down and in 7-3.
One more look at this replay. Doug Flutie's going to come out, sprint to the corner, stop, throw back, gets a little heat. But Daryl Mitchell does a great job, as I said, sets right down, makes a little bit of a move, smells the goal line, and gets it in for his first major in CFL.
There's Don Matthews talking now to his special team unit. Well, we've seen some of everything. Interception both sides, a great run back, a partially blocked punt. My goodness, this could be a good one.
Take a look at Daryl. I said he scored 17 touchdowns through the course of the 97 season.
Just 2 minutes and 7 seconds to get the 14-yard TD reception by Daryl Mitchell.
Well, that's where it's really important, too, for Doug Flutie. You need to make him start on a long field. You get him that short field, 2 minutes is all it took to get it in the end zone for the major score.
Well, Doug Flutie's talking to the spotters up top about what's working and what's not. Vanderjagt kicks off. Winans and Baker. Winans is the man with the ball. Bounces off one and turns around. Reggie Slack in the offense will bring it out. The 38-yard line. Norm Casola on the tackle. 22-yard run back.
Very important series for Reggie right now to come out and be able to match something back as far as production. Get some first downs, move it down the field, and show that they can stand up and do something right after Doug Flutie scores on the major.
Riders at the 38-yard line. Oh, they're waiting for the cheerleaders to get out of the way of the time clock.
Well, you got to have every angle covered here.
So the referee got that out of the way. Doug Flutie has won a Grey Cup in Calgary, a Grey Cup in Toronto, but he wants to be there for the back-to-back titles.
We're shooting to do something this year in going back-to-back that no one's done since the Warren Moon days of the Edmonton teams in the early 80s. It's been at least 15 years, and it just seems, it's very difficult to win a championship. You always need a little bit of luck, a break to go your way, something to happen for you. And it's very difficult to win back-to-back.
Flags on the play on that first down. I thought, wait a minute, I didn't think it was the Warren Moon years. I thought it was the Danny Kepley years.
I tell you what, Danny Kepley just happened to be a small part of that. The guy that was pulling our trigger was Warren Moon and Tom Wilkinson.
Well, I don't know if they want to see that back. Team scoring the first offensive touchdown has lost 7 of the last 10 Grey Cups.
You know what we always said on defense, stats are for losers. You don't look at that kind of stuff when you win football games. We get an offsides against the Toronto Argonauts, sets up a 1st and 5 for Reggie Slack.
Well, you see the Argos sideline and Don Matthews, who's looking for 3 straight Grey Cup championships. Last year with the Argos, the year before with the Baltimore Stallions. From the shotgun. The give is to Saunders. He spun around and dropped. He gets about 3 yards.
This is Don Matthews' 4th consecutive Grey Cup appearance. He had one in 1994 when he was with the Baltimore Stallions. Look at this great defense of the Toronto Argonauts. They are big, they are fast, they make you pay once you get to the hole. Don Matthews wanted 2 things very important for the 97 season. He says, I want to be younger, I want to be faster, and the second thing is, I want to have a stable, solid backup quarterback to Doug Flutie. And they found that in Andre Ware under another Heisman Trophy winner.
Second and short. Give forward to Daniels. Did he get enough? He needs a spot.
I think it's going to be a little short.
Well, now we start to see what Jim Daly wants to do. They're going to bring out the chains and get a measure. 3 downs, they get 10 yards. Sean Daniels went pounding through. Daniels, 5'11", 235.
And they had a bit of an advantage because they've got the offside penalty on the first down. It was only 1st and 5. They still are about 1.5 yards, 2 yards short. Good power up front, but look at the surge off of this big Toronto defensive line, led by Demetrius Maxey out of Texas El Paso in the middle. Stands the guys up, pushes them right back into Daniels' face, and he does not come up with the first down.
Well, Maxey was in there, Waldrop was in there, and maybe even John Raposo too to stuff him. And Paul McCollum will come out to punt. Pinball Clemons is a lone man back just outside his 20-yard line. A low punt. It is bouncing. It is handled by Adrian Smith, who takes it over the 40 to the 45-yard line. Well, the defense stuffed the Saskatchewan Roughrider offense, and Don Matthews says he's got a great defensive team.
I think it's the only way that you can win, to be honest, in a team game, and I think it's reflected in our defense. Our defense statistically was the best in the league, but we didn't have any statistical leaders. And so the concept that our players bought in was teamwork.
Well, they brought in teamwork, and the teamwork has paid off. No leaders, just one big team. Flutie starts it at the 45. The give, charging through is Robert Drummond, close to the 50.
Don said in the press conference yesterday, the fact is he was intent and he was set in his mind to go out and get Doug Flutie to run this team, and he did. The other thing that he's going to do after that is he's going to put a defense around him.
End of the first quarter in the Grey Cup, 1997. Argos lead 7-3.
Staying in touch, having a personal relationship, managing risk.
There's a real sense of a partnership. Doug acts with my family's best interest at heart.
In the classic sense of planning, we were prepared. We were diversified in different asset classes.
Even with the crisis, we're still on our game plan. A lot of that's due to Doug. Doug has helped me, even with a client of mine who wanted a 401k plan for a small business. And I know they picked Prudential over a number of other brokerages.
Wouldn't it be cool if you could synchronize traffic to your every movement? If you could do away with all obstacles? Even make trains run on your schedule. It's like that at Shell, where our stations are designed so nothing slows you down. Shell, moving at the speed of life.
What are you thinking about out here?
I don't know. I just don't think this perm looks natural.
Perm? You think you've got problems? Take a look at these split ends.
Men don't really talk about their hair, but they do want it under control. Pert Plus shampoo has built-in conditioners to give you that control. So until guys want more...
That's it. I'm bringing in Fisher. He's got those nice highlights.
Take control with Pert Plus.
ESPN's college football coverage continues Thursday at 7:30 with the weekend kickoff show, sponsored by Coors Light. After that, the Mustangs look to close out their best season since '86 when they meet the Horned Frogs. Tune in Thursday for all the action. College football. There it is, Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton, Alberta. A full house for the '97 Grey Cup. Toronto leads Saskatchewan 7-3 after the first quarter. And as for numbers, well, we saw lots of turnovers, we saw lots of things happen, and we saw not as much scoring as perhaps you might have thought.
Everybody's having fun here, and you're right. The big thing is it took a little while for Doug Flutie to start making some adjustments to the Saskatchewan defense, and positively for Saskatchewan, they kept this ball game close in the first quarter. They have to do it now for the remaining 3 to have a chance.
2nd and 5, Flutie back to pass, dumps it off. That is Paul Massotti. He's got enough for a first down as he gets into Saskatchewan territory. And here are the numbers from quarter number 1. Well, that looks all Toronto, and only 7 threes to score.
Well, just a couple of yards extra in their passing game. Saskatchewan's been fairly intent on rushing the ball inside, and that's paramount for them. They need to establish that. It sets up play action. It buys a little extra time for Reggie Scott.
12-yard gain for Paul Massotti. Moody from the shotgun. Dumps it over very gently. And a good catch there again for Paul Massotti.
Paul Massotti, 1997, had his 4th consecutive 1,000-yard reception year. Now take a look at this here. Paul Massotti's going to slide to the inside, then he's going to break outside very quickly. Doug Flutie showing a little touch pass on there. Lays it on the money, puts it out in front of him. He catches the ball in stride, picks up a few extra yards.
Second down from the 41 and change. Saskatchewan territory. Argonauts on the move. Even in the backfield, everybody starts the move. Now the only man back is Robert Drummond. He's the man with the ball. He charges forward. He'll get close to the first down. He might be a yard short.
About a yard. I think he had some pretty good eyes on that. They had their big elephant team in, a couple of additional young Canadian offensive linemen lined up as tight end, and it's just power smash mouth football. Straight ahead. And this defense of the Saskatchewan Roughriders are standing up and being strong.
This is a defense that changed radically during the regular season. As you take a look at Robert Drummond from Syracuse at 6'3", 215. They have 3 new linebackers. They started with Newby, McGriggs, and Katie Williams. They shipped them out and brought in 3 guards in Rogers, Clark, and Getz, who fit in very neatly to the scheme.
And through the course of some of the injuries, they've had 12 different starters in their backfield. Here it is, big play, short yardage. The elephant teams come in on both sides.
Well, let's see if the crowd can throw off Doug Flutie and company. Flutie likes to call his own number in something like this. He's got Drummond as the only man. 3rd and short. Flutie's got trouble. He can't hear. He gives to Drummond, and he's over. Oh, boy. I think he's gotten the first down as he came over top.
Sure did. He got up. He got vertical. Sailed out, and he sailed right past that first down marker. Just off the right side behind the MVP, offensive lineman of 97, Mike Kislak, Dan Payne. Look at the big surge that comes off the line. They drive the Saskatchewan defense back. That allows Robert Drummond to get some air underneath him and pick up a first down, keep this drive alive.
So 1st and 10, Argonauts from the 37-yard line, Rider territory. Flutie takes a look, pitching long. Robert Drummond, he stepped out of bounds and back inbounds, but he made the catch. The flag on the play.
And there was some contact downfield. It looked like Ron Getz had made some contact. Robert Drummond went out of bounds. And let's see what happens. Doug Flutie can see that. He wants to throw it quick. Now it's an out and up. Makes the throw. Drummond comes back in. He catches the ball. And they're calling pass interference against Robert Drummond. What they're saying is that he was forced out. If he's forced out, he's allowed to come back in, continue on his pass route. If he ran out by himself, then he is ineligible to catch the pass.
1st and goal from the 6. Robert Drummond, double threat as not only a rusher, but as a receiver. Flutie and Drummond. Flutie takes a look, pitches it forward to Robert Drummond. Touchdown, Argonauts.
Doug Flutie, Houdini the magician, gets it done again. Spreads the offense out, likes that inside shuffle series. It gives themselves a couple of options. Doug always has the option to tuck it and run. He wants to throw the ball. There it is. He misses it on the first one, holds back just a little, then he throws it overhand to Robert Drummond, sliding in outside on the shuffle. No one touches it.
Mike Vanderjagt with the point after. It is up, and it it's good. It is a 14-3 Argo lead. First Darryl Mitchell, then this man. Robert Drummond takes it in from 6 out in the Grey Cup in Edmonton.
DC. Incredible. Action. Astonishing. Adventure. The coolest heroes. The hottest heroines. And the most outrageous villains. For TV in the universe.
These ain't your daddy's comic books, fanboy.
DC Comics.
It's all available at Comics Archives on Plymouth Road, east of Beach Daily in Redford.
Some car dealerships put on a circus to attract business, and you're supposed to believe tents and balloons magically shrink their prices. Come on, you deserve more credit than that. At Pat Milliken Ford, we don't waste your time with silly gimmicks. Our sales and service teams take your business seriously. We concentrate on your needs and expectations. You know, the professional approach. Popcorn and hot air gorillas may seem fun, but when you're shopping for a car, Pat Milliken Ford is the dealership committed to you. On Telegraph in Redford.
Peyton Manning meets Tim Couch and the Wildcats in a wild SEC shootout. Tennessee, Kentucky, Saturday at 12:30 on ESPN2.
Want to see a lot of college football? One plan. Get cloned. Get tickets and hit the road. Here's a better game plan.
ESPN game plan.
Every week, college football games from conferences you can't normally see. Check Friday's USA Today for Saturday's game plan.
Toronto leads 14-3. Now, I know in the NFL, once you go out, you're out. But here, they're saying he was forced out.
I think that has to be the call, because the push and the bump took place earlier when he knocked him out. That's why they got the pass interference call. He knocked him out, so they're saying he continued on his pace, went up the field, and then he continued right into the end zone.
If you were forced out, come back in, that's okay. But if you go out on your own accord, that'll be no catch. And on the kickoff, very quickly downfield was Donald Smith to make the tackle. A 50-yard kickoff, a 2-yard run back. Toronto scoring drive, 8 up 244, 7 plays, 65 yards. Robert Drummond taking it home.
Come back right now, Reggie Slack. You need to stop this snowball going downhill. Be able to move the ball, maybe put some points on the football on the scoreboard here at Commonwealth Stadium. Commonwealth Stadium got its name out of the 1978 Commonwealth Games that were held here in Canada, Edmonton, Alberta.
1st and 10 for the Riders. They're at the 26-yard line. Reggie Slack fake to Saunders, looking for somebody down the sideline, and it is tossed out of bounds. Winans was the only man who was close. Saskatchewan now has to try to get something going as they start deep in their own zone. They do not want to let the Argos get too much in. Slack has missed on his last 4 passes, so he needs something just to get confidence going, to get everything fired up.
Rick Walters, one of the receivers, coming in, taking out John Daniels, going with a 6-pack, 6 receivers.
Watch the motion here. Everybody should be going. Oh, a timeout's been called by Slack. He didn't like it. He didn't like the fact his team took a little time to get organized. So with 11:37 left in the first half, and the Argos leading by 11, Reggie Slack deep in his own zone wants to talk to the coaches.
Both Reggie Slack and head coach Jim Daly said yesterday, the fact of the matter is, for us to be able to play the kind of game that we need to play against the Toronto Argonauts, it has to be at the highest level and absolutely mistake-free football.
Well, you saw Kevin Mason and Jim Daly talking to Reggie Slack. Kevin Mason out of Syracuse University. He was considered to be the man to lead the Saskatchewan offense, but Reggie Slack stepped up. Let's go to Gord Miller, who might have one of the best views in Commonwealth Stadium. Gordy, where are you?
I am sitting by the warmest place in this stadium, the hot tub down in the corner here that they've set up. I'll tell you what, it's about 90 degrees here. And we'll be back in a second to tell you more about that.
Go on in, Gord, go on. Get in there.
I got to tell you guys, now, hold on. Where are you guys from?
From Calgary, Alberta.
I see. No wonder they're in hot water. They're from Calgary, here in Edmonton, the great company. How'd you get a hot tub down here?
These are contest winners for Molson Canadian, and they've won their contest here, so we brought them down from California.
All right, I got to tell you guys, the game isn't going on. I'm going in.
All right. Will it make you sweat?
We get an offside. It's 2nd and 5 for Reggie Slack.
2nd and 5 for the Riders. Slack looking for something. Oh, he gets hit, and he dumps it off. He did not complete that as he saw a lot of frontline blue.
Mike O'Shea, Andrew Stewart getting in there. Andrew Stewart playing with a little bit of an attitude. He's been benched the last couple of games. Did not start. Gets a good shot on Reggie Slack. Forces it just to throw to air.
14-3. Argos leading. The defense able to stop the Riders. And now Paul McCollum will punt. He's had one block. Gets one going now. Pinball at the 40. Pinball still going across the 50 to around the 51-yard line. That's where Doug Flutie will start. An 11-yard return after a 38-yard punt. Argos looking for more points.
Well, Jerry, I don't know about you.
Looking for something different?
I can remember in the past.
Want to get involved?
Feel the rush. Get in the game. The CFL is back, more radical than ever. The action never stops. It's hard-hitting, high-scoring football. Wear the attitude. Feel the rush. Get in the game.
And he's taken down.
Time can be stopped. Timex Ironman Triathlon watches. Keep going.
In yet another torture test, we drained the oil from this car and added just this much Castrol Syntec. We then ran it over 100 miles per hour and waited and waited. You see, Syntec has a unique molecular structure that bonds to engine parts. And if a little Syntec can protect under these conditions, imagine what a full oil change can do. Castrol Syntec protects in ways other oils can't. And now, try Castrol Syntec Power System, a new kind of fuel system treatment.
Wednesday night, Fire and Ice returns to ESPN2 with a battle between the defending Stanley Cup champion Detroit Red Wings and the up-and-coming New York Islanders. And on Thursday, Mike Keenan tries to get the Vancouver Canucks back on the winning track against his former player, Jeremy Roenick, and the Phoenix Coyotes. Back-to-back Fire and Ice this week on the Deuce. 1st and 10 Argonauts at their own 51-yard line. They lead by 11 with 11 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Complete to Darryl Mitchell. Mitchell's got room. Gets a bump just before the first down. Took the licking but got some yards.
Brian Carey, the safety, came over there just full speed and was able to stop for about 8 yards. That hit screen. Take a look. Everybody's got to keep their feet up underneath them on a slippery field like that. It's easier for that receiver to make the move. He made one, came back to the inside. Right head on to the safety carry out of Arcadia.
Doug Flutie brings the offense out. He's now 11 of 12 for 133 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 interception. Give us to the big man in the backfield, Robert Drummond. He's got the first down. He's at the Saskatchewan 45.
Power football, and one of the keys to this Toronto success has been their offensive line. Jim Barker, the co-offensive coordinator. I tell you what, he went to USC, he's out of Pasadena. He's the guy that says, I have all kind of family down in California watching. He says, we're going to get these big guys up front, body to body, as I said, and push the smaller Saskatchewan defensive line out of the way.
First down, Flutie from the shotgun, has to get rid of it quickly. He does. Robert Drummond, the ball carrier. Boy, Drummond just floated out by the line and made the catch.
Talk about float. Doug Flutie stands in that pocket. He's in the shotgun. He's going to turn back. Watch this. He's off balance. He's spinning. He's out. He's falling back off his heels, and he still finds a way and musters enough air to get that ball to Robert Drummond.
Eric Sutton made the catch. This is the third time these two teams have met this season. July 12th, Saskatchewan beat Toronto 27-23. And then August, Toronto beat up on them. Don Matthews says it's all about Doug Flutie.
Doug, I've often said many, many times that he's the best CFL football player I've ever been around. He is. And he's a money player, and when it comes to money's on the line, Doug Flutie's there. But he's got a great surrounding cast. He'd be the first to tell you that.
$10,000 per man to win, $5,000 for the runner-up team, but nobody cares right now but the cash. They want the cup, and they want what you got on your left hand there, buddy. They want the ring.
Well, they got one last year, but what they want to do, they want to set a new standard. They want to, again, be the first team to repeat since back in those War and Moon days of 81, 82. More importantly, Doug Flutie is a 6-time MVP in this league, and he wants himself and he expects his teammates to play to that level.
Second down, 3.5 for perhaps 4 yards as the Argonauts continue this drive. They started it at their own 51.
Doug Flutie, just incredible. 6 out of the last 8 years has thrown for over 5,000 yards a year.
And all time, he just racks up the numbers. Started in BC, went to Calgary, and look where he is now in the all-time passing meters. He's chasing Ron Lancaster and Matt Dunnigan.
I'll tell you what, I've had cars that haven't gone that far.
Look at the stack in the backfield. Everybody in motion except for Drummond. Flutie. Give his to Drummond. He's got the first down right up the middle. Gets to the 25.
Here's the big part. You get that Saskatchewan defense moving, trying to make the adjustments to all the movement out of the offensive backfield. And the first player to get a shot to make contact with Robert Drummond is the backup, the 6 DB, and that's Bryce Bevel that comes through. No one's going to touch him. No one's going to get a hand on him. And this guy at 6'3", about 215, runs 4'3", 4'4", picks up yardage. Got a 14-yard pickup for the first down. Drummond's got 5 catches for 50 yards, 7 rushes for 41. We've got whistles. Possibly time count. We're not sure. It looks like it.
It is the time count violation.
Doug Gwinnett, he patted himself on the chest and said, that's my bad. I'll take care of that. You don't worry about that.
Well, he's having trouble hearing. Yeah, well, he was trying to get everybody going. Didn't like it. He's saying, well, you should be there. Where are you going? He's talking to Paul Masadi.
And he and Paul's a 10-year veteran, doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Man-to-man coverage.
First and 15, pitches it out to Mitchell. Darryl Mitchell showing some speed, cuts across field, dragged down just about the first-yard marker. Talk about making it all up. He may have got caught on the time count, but boy, he found 15 quickly.
He read the man-to-man coverage. Good, quick throw. Now, what you want to do, get it to the receiver as soon as you can. That allows him to do a little shake and bake after the catch. And here's where this Toronto receiving corps is so good. What they do after they've made the reception, picks up a couple of blocks, and the rookie of the year, Darryl Mitchell, just does it on his own.
First down. Flutie pitches it over the middle again. No catch this time. That was a tough one to make. Drummond tried to get back, lost a little footing.
Take a look at Doug again. He had a big reaction. He's grabbing his helmet like he knew he threw it about a step behind Robert Drummond. Had he let him a step in front, Robert would still be running.
8:12 remaining in the second quarter. 14-3 Argos leading. That was the first incompletion by Doug Flutie since the interception in the first quarter by Bryce Bevel.
Rob, we haven't seen him run one on his own now. It's about time for him to pick up yardage.
He's back, and there he goes. Off to the right. He's still looking for somebody to throw to. Comes across field, into the end zone.
Hits the goalpost.
He hit the upright. Look at Pinball point that.
Mike, I know you saw me. I knew you saw that I was wide open. Doug tried to slip, and as he threw it, it hit the top left goalpost.
Oh, he didn't throw it that hard. It's not wiggling that hard.
Oh, the man's got power. He can throw it. Take a look. Can't plant his foot. Bang, there it is.
That's a long end zone, too, and he was looking for Pinball. Look at Pinball looking. Oh, no! I think.
As you said earlier, it's a 25-yard end zone up here.
As opposed to 10 in the NFL, Vanderjagt will try a 22-yard field goal. Flutie is the holder. He's telling the snapper to watch me. It is up, and it is good. Argos get more points. It is now 17-3. A 2-touchdown lead for the Argonauts in Grey Cup 97.
When it comes to choosing the right motor oil, let's make something perfectly clear. Introducing 3 new oils from Quaker State, specially formulated for the vehicle you drive. Synthetic blends for hard-working engines and high-horsepower engines. A full synthetic for ultimate engine protection. Extra filtered with patented micro-Q filtration to ensure your oil starts clean for a difference you can see and trust. So when it comes to protecting your vehicle, why take a chance? Quaker State. The choice is clear.
A meteor? How close? I'm on my way. I forgot the kid's Coca-Cola. Excuse me.
Thanks, Mom. You're super.
The Wildcats in a wild SEC shootout. Tennessee, Kentucky, Saturday at 12:30 on ESPN2.
Want to go to the Super Bowl with ESPN? Play ESPN's Punt, Pass, and Win, presented by Visa, the official card of the NFL. Watch Sunday Night NFL on ESPN, and you could win a trip to the Super Bowl in San Diego.
7:29 left in the second quarter. Toronto now leads by 14 points. Saskatchewan on this kickoff will try to get back some of those points. Keep it tight going into halftime.
You certainly don't want to let Toronto Argonauts with this powerhouse of offense get too far ahead of you. You want to try to keep pace with it.
Vanderjagt on the kick. Shannon Baker takes it at the 25. To the 35 and the 40, and he's trying to turn the corner. Not this time. Had to back up, got to the 37, and that is where Antonius Bonner brought him down a 13-yard run back on a 50-yard kickoff. Here's the scoring drive by the Argos. They ate up 3:46 of the clock, and a 22-yard field goal by Mike Vanderjagt.
Great solid defensive play by this Toronto team. This is why they led in 22 of 25 categories.
Total yards right now, all in favor of the Argos, 184 to 38. There is an injured rider on the field.
We just showed the yardage, and one of the reasons, again, Doug Flutie, we talk about their offense, not quite as good as their defense. They only led in 20 of 35 categories. They averaged 36 points a game. Total yards offense, 414 yards a game.
Well, they're now taking a good look at this injury. That is Shannon Baker. Oh, roll it over.
Takes a shot right at the end.
He got rolled over by Donald Smith.
Donald Smith took a shot at him, and he stayed down, but he's okay.
Well, that's one injury, but he's getting up, coming off with another injury report. Here's Gordon Miller.
Well, I'll tell you what, big problem for the Saskatchewan defense. Eric Sutton, the corner, has a burner in his shoulder. They're not sure if he can continue. That's Vincent Donaldson on crutches over there. The all-star defensive back for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, who last week tore his patellar tendon and can't play. He told me a moment ago Saskatchewan's playing vanilla defense. They can't do anything tricky with all the new guys in the backfield. They've got to get Eric Sutton back in their lineup somehow.
And on the hot seat, Todd McMillan out of Northern Arizona is the guy that got the start on the left corner. And he said that because most of the quarterbacks, particularly in this league, just like in the NFL, right-handed quarterbacks throw to their right more often.
And that puts McMillan right in the sights of Flutie, Masadi, Kerwin, Pinball.
You're going to see them all. It's kind of, what's the lesser of all the Eagles out there? Who do I want to cover?
1st and 10. Slack. He's got it and throws it off to Saunders. They actually lose yardage on it.
very slow developing play. The one thing that you're not going to be able to do is get the ball outside against the Toronto Argonauts. As I said earlier, the thing that Don Matthews said he wanted to improve, I want my team younger, I want my defense bigger and faster, and he has exactly that. This is as big and this is as fast of any defense I have ever seen in the Canadian Football League. They will track you down.
2nd and 12. Reggie Slack needs a completion just to get things going again. He's got lots of receivers to the left side. He had a little trouble with footing. Coming back. Did he make the catch? Yes. Nice grab by Saskatchewan's Dan Farthing. The slot back was there to haul it in, and there's a first down. A long time coming, but Farthing moves the sticks.
And Farthing led the Saskatchewan Roughriders in catches this year. He's a hometown guy out of the University of Saskatchewan. Great concentration as Bonner is all over him. Reggie Slack with a little problem setting up and getting his foot. Ball slightly thrown behind. Takes a good catch, keeps his drive alive.
1st and 10, back to pass again is Reggie Slack. Now he dumps it off. Mike Saunders gets away from one tackler and driven out with about an 8 or 9 yard gain. This is what they have to do, stretch it out.
Mike Saunders in his 6th year out of Iowa. This guy is tremendous. This is his 2nd time playing with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Toronto likes to play in a zone in some 1st and 2nd down situations. They make you force you to throw the ball underneath, and then they use that great closing speed to come up there. Mike Saunders, with that power that he has, comes across the formation, knows he's going to get hit, sheds off a couple of tackles, and picks up an extra 2 or 3 yards.
Saunders has seen San Antonio, Montreal, Hamilton, Toronto, and as you mentioned, Kep 2 times around with Saskatchewan. It's going to be a short yardage play. He came back after being with Toronto at the start of the season. He comes back into Saskatchewan, and all of a sudden, boom, clicks immediately.
Hey, this is the guy that knows how to carry the mail. His best game this season, 24 carries, 155 yards, 2 touchdowns against the BC Lions on September the 7th.
He goes to the sideline for a little work.
Should be a free play. 2nd and short, look for something to happen.
Aaron Joseph takes his spot. Daniels the ball carrier, and Daniels takes it across the 45. This drive is still going.
Reason that I said it's a free play, and I said it's 2nd and short than a yard. In the Canadian Football League, the defense has to line up off the line of scrimmage 1 yard. So you almost a given that you're going to go for it on the 3rd down just in case you don't get it. So sometimes a trick play, and you try to take it in, try to put it into the house for 6.
Well, I think Saskatchewan just wants to hold on and keep the drive alive. That was Daniels, the ball carrier. 17-3 the score, 1st and 10 for the Riders. They're into the Argo territory. Little roll for Reggie Slack. He dumps it off. Oh, he's got a receiver who is slipping. That was Curtis Mayfield. He couldn't get back to the ball.
They run the play action. They come out on the naked bootleg all by itself. But this defense, I keep telling you, and I know I'm sounding redundant, but over and over, this has such great speed. Kelly Wiltshire is the guy that comes up on the secondary contain, gets up in Reggie Slack's face, doesn't let him sit out there and plant his feet, makes him throw it off balance.
2nd and 10. Ball's on the 45 in Argo territory. Slack takes a look, pump fakes, now looking long. He's got Narcisse. Narcisse is bumped. No flags. Oh, boy, that was close as he took a bump there by Donald Smith.
Donald Smith out of Liberty University. Born in Danville, Virginia. This is a guy that had 4 picks during the season. He is noted as one of the best artists that in Canada. He's the guy, he had some of his artwork exhibited in the Toronto area.
Well, that was an artistic piece of defense.
Take a look at this. Watch Narcisse the veteran. You can't get a good look at it, but right at the last minute, he comes back at Donald and creates the contact and tries to create a little separation as he gets pushed away.
Callum will try to bury the Argos deep. Pinball Clemons waits for the ball to bounce. It rolls. He's back, turning at the 5. Pinball bounces off 1 and then gang tackled at the 15. And that is where the Argos will start. Deep in their own zone. 4 minutes, 3 seconds remaining. Only an 8-yard pickup for the Pinball. Flutie adjusting his gloves as he comes out again. He's got his team ahead by 14.
Take a look at these gloves that a lot of the guys are wearing, both Flutie and a lot of the receivers. The material on the inside of that glove, I think they said it's like a glass cutter's glove, and it is tremendously sticky. Now, what happens a lot of times in cold weather, the thing you're going to find, the ball's going to get colder, it's going to get slipperier. It means a lot to do, it has a lot to do with the size of the hand. Doug Flutie's hands aren't that big, not nearly as big as Reggie Slack's.
1st and 10, pitch forward to Robert Drummond. Oh, check that Dwayne Dimitrition with the pickup. I get so used to seeing Robert Drummond. There's Dimitrition doing it.
This is what's so good about Toronto's offense is that basically everybody back there, other than the offensive linemen, can play every position. So they mix and match, and they try to create mismatches. Doug Flutie makes it look like he's going to come out, sprint to the corner, and throw the ball. Then he just slides it back inside to the Canadian Dimitrition.
Well, Dimitrition saw a lot of work at a lot of different positions during the season. With injuries, he started as a wideout, came inside, was in the backfield. There was Robert Drummond with the ball. 7-yard gain. Getting close to 3 minutes remaining in the opening half of play. Well, 3 minutes remaining in the opening half. Argos lead by 14 in Grey Cup 97 at Edmonton.
In a world of espionage.
My name is Bruno Houghton-Faust. Martin de Porres.
A man who doesn't exist.
I've been chasing him for nearly 2 years.
Who are you?
Can never be caught.
Kill him and bring her to life.
A man who doesn't love.
If you want to live, you can leave my side.
Can never truly be alive.
Tell me you love me.
The Saint.
This month on Time Warner Home Theater.
Just call 1-800-592-3202.
I sold the store for $12.
Plus, your first 5 trades are commission-free when you open an account with Ameritrade. Call 1-800-592-3202 or visit our website.
Traded my Fiat for BMW. Unloaded BMW for Mercedes. All before lunch.
Ameritrade. Smartest way to trade, period.
NBA tonight, Tuesday through Saturday at midnight, only on ESPN2.
Tomorrow night on the news, join the NHL in honoring the greatest players who ever play the game as they hold the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Being inducted, Mario Lemieux, scorer of 613 career goals. He's got 2 Stanley Cup rings. His former teammate, Brian Trottier, he's got 6 Cup champs. And Glenn Sather, the architect of the Oilers. And you know, you have a steaming cup of coffee, you don't get cold here in Edmonton.
You have to be a hardy lot to be here in Edmonton. That last name that you read, there's a couple other guys, but Glenn Sather, what a terrific fella, and what a great man that he's done and been for the hockey league.
He's a buddy of yours while you were in Edmonton.
He sure is. I tell you, he brought in the guys back in that late 70s, some pretty good hockey players. I think there was a kid named Gretzky, Messier, Kevin Lowe, Brent Muir, Glenn Anderson.
Didn't you go out and try out for them?
Yeah, Coach Sather, he actually said, would you like to come out? He didn't actually tell me that I had to let go of the board to become a hockey player. But I looked really good. It's kind of like my skiing.
First downs, Toronto's got 13, Saskatchewan has 5. 2nd and 7, 2:45 left, Flutie back to pass. Flutie points away. He's in trouble. He pitches it, and it is no catch. Paul Massotti wanted it. Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton, Alberta. And look at this. There's number 42. Danny Kepley had his number retired. He is a legend here. It is like being with Elvis, hanging with you. There's your son, Michael. He is here. Nice to have you here. I've been looking for my name on a sign. Somebody wrote it on masking tape right here. Thanks, Kep.
That's all right, but thank you very much. It's just quite an honor to be part of this this organization, and quite an honor to have been able to play football for a living.
Boy, they love you here. They still remember. Going into a restaurant, you always get good seats when you hang with Kep.
Yeah, the trouble is you get really good seats, but you also think that Kep has to pay for all the food.
I thought that was the rule.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I thought it was good seats, pick up the check. I was confused. Sorry about that.
That's why I brought my son today, Michael. I wanted him to buy this food after the game breakup.
Third and 7, and Vanderjagt has the punt. Riders were able to hold the Argos this time. This might be important with 2:30 left to try to get some points going.
I think it's very important. Now, a couple things again about the Canadian Football League in the last 3 minutes of the half and the end of the game. The clock stops after every play. It allows both sides to get on sides. So therefore, you have a significant amount of time, and you can run a lot of plays actually in that last 3 minutes. So it's paramount right now that Reggie Slack gets this Saskatchewan offense somewhere in position, either for a field goal or a touchdown, score some points before the half.
See, what I want to know is take a look at the average gain on first down. There's a huge difference. What it's going to take, why they haven't gone as much as they perhaps want to Curtis Mayfield. Well, we've only seen him really in the vicinity of one pass. Daniels, the ball carrier. He's got to start using guys like Mayfield and Farthing, maybe Narcisse a little more. He's tried Winans early in this game.
I think what has happened, he hasn't had that much success running the football. Straight up, as far as having this offensive line take care of Toronto's defensive line, hasn't been successful. They've been putting a lot of heat on it. But he's got to be able to run the ball, set up the play action to buy a little extra time.
2nd and 8, back to pass, over the middle. Good catch by Saunders. Saunders across the 40. Good play. That one worked. That's a 22-yard pickup.
What a great play that time. A good pitch and catch. Reggie Slack to Mike Saunders across. You try to get that matchup. 1-on-1 against the outside linebacker. Now that's Kelly Wilshire. He's a backup defensive back. You'll see Toronto line up sometimes 6 DBs, even 7 DBs.
Well, Saunders doing it all out of the backfield right now. 1st and 10 at the 40. Only a minute 44 left in the opening half. Slack with time. Dumps it off, got a receiver. It is Dan Farthing. Farthing dances through. Good pickup, and there go the sticks again.
Last 2 plays, good solid protection up front. Reggie Slack was standing back there, had all day long. Look at this. Stop him right at the line of scrimmage. And then Reggie Slack can look, and allows those receivers to find the open spot, slide, find the soft spot. Reggie Slack makes a good pitching catch.
Nice job by Farthing. He's made 2 catches for good, solid gains on this drive. 17-3 the score. Slack over the middle. Loses the footing, but gets the reception. There's Curtis Mayfield. Slack go by.
Look at the vision that he has. The kind of red crease part. He finds Mayfield right in the middle. Good solid throw. You can see that ball's got it's a tight spiral just coming off there. Reggie with those larger hands, big hands, he has good control. The ball's not that slippery.
He's getting lots of time now, too. 1st and 10 again. Riders trying to get into the end zone before the half comes to a close. Saunders again, so close to a first down. 43 seconds left. Well, won't this make it interesting?
This is a team, they believe of destiny. They weren't supposed to be here. They can't do anything wrong. It's not that they're just glad to be here. Coach Daly said the satisfaction will only come when we walk away from this stadium today victorious.
11 yards, a reception right now for Mike Saunders. They took the measure. They gave him the first down. Let's see the decision making. Did they give it to him? Low, look how close. 2nd down and short yardage. this is what they're playing for. They were an underdog in 1989, too. Take a look at this flashback.
That's Kent Austin. Hangs it out in the corner. That's Ray Elgard, the all-time leading receiver in the CFL.
That was a great game, Hamilton and Saskatchewan, and it came down to a final play.
Dave Ridgway with about a 40-yard field goal.
He put it in the sixth play of this drive. It is in for the touchdown. 41 seconds left in the first half. There's the first touchdown by the Riders.
Rob, you said it earlier, 5'11", 235. That's a powerhouse out of Bowling Green in the playoff, as I said. 18 carries coming in. Look at the surge coming off that left side. Finds just a little crease, good power. Take it to the house, score it. Counter dive, comes out. No one touches him before he breaks that plane.
That's got the fans here at Commonwealth pumped. A pro-Saskatchewan crowd. They were waiting for this.
But it included everybody. Saunders on the run, Saunders on the catch. Mayfield, Farthing, Reggie Slack has set up really good situation for himself as far as being able to take control.
And it's a big Kevin Mason. This is Mason looking in for the 2 points. Floats it in and up. It's knocked down. So no point after. It is a 17-9 game. Well, isn't that interesting? With 41 seconds left, there was a problem on the snap for the point after. Take a look.
This is Kevin Mason. The ball slips, and he doesn't ever get it on the tee. Kevin Mason comes out. He's going to be hampered, pushed by Adrian Smith. Now he tries to just air it out. Hail Mary to the corner. Good solid defensive play over there by Johnny Harris. He's not going to let it happen. Just pass it away.
Looking for Paul McCallum as his receiver. So Kevin Mason had trouble with the snap. The ball is Frosty. It's his first touch of the ball. After the field goal to begin the game. Scoring drive, those 6 plays, 64 yards. Daniels went in for 3 yards and the touchdown.
We talked about it earlier. The Saskatchewan felt they had to play at such a high level to be able to be competitive against the Toronto Argonauts. They cannot afford to have a bad day and expect to win.
41 seconds left to play in the opening half. It is now an 8-point game. Now, what did the Riders do right? Why all of a sudden did it appear the Argo defense was playing soft?
I think it came back. I don't think they were playing that soft. I just think that offensive line stood up and started buying a little extra time. You could see Reggie Slack was having more time, and when he did, it allowed those receivers to find the open spot. Don't go to sleep now. Doug Flutie can still make a lot of things happen.
Here's Smith.
It's open. Look at this.
Adrian Smith has got room down that right side, and he's chased out of bounds with 31 seconds left in the half. So Flutie in the offense comes out with the ball in Saskatchewan territory.
Well, just like I told you, Saskatchewan can't give up the big play. That doesn't mean they can't give it up defensively, and they certainly can't give it up on the special teams. Smith does a great job, creates instant field position, and you come out there with 1st and 10 on the 46-yard line, and Doug Flutie has the ball with 31 seconds.
44-yard return by Adrian Smith from Southwest Missouri State. Little fake there. Flutie bounces it in front of Kerwin.
They line up a lot of times. They line up a lot of times with Robert Drummond as the eye back to one single back in the backfield, and they direct snapped it sometimes. This time they faked like Robert Drummond's getting the direct snap going up and trying to get a little extra time for Doug, and that ball could have just slipped out of his hand because it was way short of the intended receiver.
Doug Flutie, after being so consistent, has missed 4 of his last 5 passes. So the D for Saskatchewan is causing a couple of problems. Flutie got some time, eludes one guy, and the pass to Masadi. Good catch.
Right in the middle of the crowd.
They're trying to set up Mike Vanderjagt. There's an injured player on the field, an 18-yard pickup by Masadi.
Count it. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Where are they? All day long, Doug Flutie can sit back back there. And you can only ask these defenders to cover for so long as before a guy like Masadi, who's been around 10 years, can create just a little bit of a gap, a little bit of separation. Doug Flutie will find it.
That's a lot of steamboats. You know what that is? That's an armada. Let's go down to Gord Miller.
All right, thank you, Rob. I'll tell you what, talking to some of the Saskatchewan people on the sidelines, the biggest problem they're having defensively, twofold. Number one, we talked about it earlier, Todd McMillan and Eric Sutton, the newcomers playing on the corner. The other is, according to Vincent Donaldson, the injured defensive back, is the way the Argos are moving Robert Drummond around and getting him on linebackers. And normally fullback on linebacker would be all right if you're on the defense, but they're saying that Drummond is causing them real problems, and they're talking at halftime saying they're going to have to make some major adjustments to try to get someone on Drummond at all times. But the injuries are really causing them problems.
Another man is down there looking at. Injuries have plagued this team all season long. Let's take another look at the player. Masadi comes in and
that's Todd McMillan that comes over top of Masadi. You can't see a lot of it right there, but
that's Sutton who's looking in too.
Yeah, and the staff is working on him.
Well, obviously he maybe spun his shoulder over as he came over top. That could be it, because that's what they seem to be working on. He came over top Masadi for the tackle.
Yeah, well, you'd hate to speculate this time. As you said, he gets the start on the corner. He's the rookie out of Northern Arizona, and we're just to see whether they put in Bryce Bevel or maybe even Jason Mallett in their backup crew.
Well, you know, this has been an absolutely terrific week here in Edmonton. Grey Cup festivities. They had the CFL Outstanding Players and, of course, the Grey Cup Parade. A lot of fun. The cheerleaders were out, and Kep was out. You had Mexican that night, I guess. The Flame was here from Regina. They had lots of fun. Just some of the activities. They had special suites everywhere, hospitality. There's Gainer the Gopher, the mascot of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. They've been having some fun. 1st and 10. Flutie from the shotgun, back to pass. Lots of time again. Dishes it off. Dimitrition. He's got the first down. 8 seconds left. Timeout called by Flutie. All right, coach, what do you like? Do you like setting up Mike Vanderjet? Do you want to go in the house?
I tell you, you got to take it to the house. He's going to get a chance that he can get maybe 2 plays off. You try to take it to the house, the ball will be, as I say, it will be blown down if it's caught in the playing field. Maybe throw the out, get outside, make the catch for 6. If you don't make it, the clock is still dead, then you can send out your kicker. Good look, that's Dwayne Dimitrition. He's another University of Saskatchewan native. Played with Doug Flutie when Doug Flutie was down in Calgary, and he has been a go-to guy in a clutch situation.
Here we go. 8 seconds left. Flutie from the shotgun. Looking for somebody. He's got Mitchell. Mitchell turns, gets away from one tackler. Boy, he got the first down. 2 seconds left. They're inside the 5. Bringing in the field goal unit.
Doug Flutie with all the time, the pass that they've had. Get it to him quick. Let him work one-on-one. And that's the good thing. Mitchell is so good at making the first guy miss. Picks up a couple of extra yards, but sets it up for a chip shot for Vanderjagt.
He's looking at a 12-yard field goal. Vanderjagt came into this game 10 for 10 in field goals in the postseason. He's already got one, a 22-yarder, and as you said, Jeff, it's just a little 12-yard chipper. Up, and it's good. And the Argos finish off the first half with another field goal. And it is now 17-12. 20-9. What do you do here, Jeff?
29, it's all right. This is still a good game for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. The Toronto Argonauts have to be a little upset. They've had a chance to get into the red zone. Haven't come away with the kind of points they have. The adjustments each team makes in this halftime will be crucial for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. It will be paramount for them to have to do that.
ESPN News is coming up. The Argos lead at the half.
Well, now, are you sure there's any fish in here at all?
because we haven't latched into one today yet.
Tired of sitting on the sidelines? Want to be part of the game?
Be offensive. Be radical. The CFL is back and more radical than ever. The action never stops. It's hard-hitting, high-scoring football. Get in the game. Wear the attitude. Come on, go, go, go. Woo! Be offensive. Be radical. CFL football. Get in the game.
You having more popcorn? Want to see a lot of college football? One plan. Get cloned. Get tickets and hit the road. Here's a better game plan.
ESPN game plan.
Every week, college football games from conferences you can't normally see. Check Friday's USA Today for Saturday's game plan.
Jim Harbaugh and Jay Lewenberg for 1-800-COLLECT.
Jim, next time you call me collect, call me 1-800-COLLECT.
Jay, give it a rest.
No, 1-800-COLLECT is 10 cents a minute every evening all week long.
Yeah? Are we going to practice or what?
You should use 1-800-COLLECT!
Think Jim's learned his lesson?
One more play ought to do it. 1-800-COLLECT. 10 cents a minute every evening all week long.
When sports cream? When legs are sore. When backs ache. When muscles hurt. Why sports cream? Rubbing it in brings fast pain relief. No medicine-y smell. Why sports cream? Because it works.
Sing too when you try Chili's Ranch and Filet, a beautifully carved 8-ounce tenderloin, slow grilled to perfection and placed on awesome blossom strings. Served with skillet potato cakes and grilled veggies, only at Chili's.
Newton established the equation of a force before he could ever see force personified. He never watched hockey, and now he's dead. Watch the NHL on ESPN2 before life passes you by.
The Wildcats in a wild SEC shootout. Tennessee, Kentucky, Saturday at 12:30 on ESPN2.
From the worldwide leader in sports, this is the ESPN News Network.
And hello, everyone. We'd like to welcome all of you watching the Grey Cup on the Deuce. I'm Dave Feldman. This, of course, the ESPN News Network. We'll kick off your halftime with Week 11 of the NFL. Opening day, the Niners in Tampa. San Fran loses. Jerry Rice is hurt badly. Steve Young gets a concussion. Steve Mariucci gets a headache. And he wonders who sold him a bill of goods. Well, since then, the goods have come through. San Fran 9-1 can clinch an NFC West title with a victory over the Panthers this weekend. Since the NFL went to the 16-game schedule in '78, the 85 Bears are the only team to clinch the division title with 5 games to play. Panthers, Niners, Young, Kerry Collins. Youth versus experience. Second quarter, 10-0 Niners. Young. William Floyd out of the backfield and look out. 44 yards, 17-0 49ers. 17-6, opening kickoff of the second half. Terry Kirby out of the end zone. Look out. He breaks free and then all kinds of three-com park territory to run in. 100 yards, 24-6, 49ers. Terry got tired. It didn't matter. Everyone else chasing him was tired too. Carolina comes back. Down 24-13 on 4th and 1. Collins, Wesley Wall. Look at that catch. See it again, please. Because tremendous concentration by Wesley. Yeah. 2-point conversion failed. 24-19 Niners. 150 left. Carolina down 27-19. Collins back to pass. But he's picked off by Merton Hanks. And I haven't seen this, but I'm venturing we'll see the celebration by Merton. Did he do the neck thing? Yeah, I knew he'd do it. All right, Collins dejected, and Merton goes nuts. 49ers win at 27-19 is the final score. They clinch the NFC West. They tie the 85 Bears for their earliest ever division clinching. 49ers' 10th consecutive wins. Carolina, their first loss in 3 games at San Fran. Boys, Skins, an old Thanksgiving Day rivalry is knotted up at 14 with less than 2 minutes to go. Aikman with a touchdown pass to Michael Irvin, and then the 2-point conversion just happened, and that tied it all up. Richie Cunningham also has 2 field goals. We'll keep you updated. Right now, the boys and the Skins knotted up at 14. Jets and the Bears, 23-7 right now. Jets are on top, fourth quarter, 2 minutes left in this one. Keyshawn Johnson already has a 35-yard touchdown reception. The Jets, by the way, only 6 turnovers in their last 7 games, and they're winning right now 23-7. Week 1, Mile High Stadium, Terry Allen rushes for 101 yards and 1 touchdown as the Broncos beat the Chiefs 19-3. 8 wins and 1 loss later, Denver in Arrowhead with a chance to pull away from the rest of the AFC West pack. Would they do it? We'll find out. Check in with Captain Comeback, late first quarter, 3-0 Denver. I know it's Harbaugh's nickname, but John Elway's done more comebacks than anyone in the history of this league, and that certainly didn't hurt his cause. The great one-handed grab by Rod Smith. Watch it again, because he uses one of the gloves to slow it down. There, and then the concentration. That leads to Elway to Shannon Sharp from 5 yards out. 10-0 Denver. Second quarter, 13-7 Denver, when Rich Gannon rolls left and finds Dannon Hughes wide open in the end zone. 14-13, Chiefs take the lead. Third quarter, 14-13 Chiefs, when Marcus Allen runs right up the gut for the 1-yard touchdown, his second of the day, 119 career touchdowns, 21-13 Chiefs. Fourth quarter, 21-19, 1 minute, 51 seconds left. Elway, Willie Green, catch, spin, move. Elway going for his 39th come from behind victory. 106 left. Jason Elam, 35-yarder. That thing's dead solid perfect. 22-21 Bronx. Chiefs trying to answer. 54 seconds left. Gannon, Allen, out of the backfield. That's a nice little safety net. And then Gannon finds Andre Rison. 4 seconds left when this play is over. So Chiefs are going for the win. The problem is Pete Stoyanovich is 54 yards away. Oh, my goodness. How close was that? Neil Smith's return to Arrowhead, a bitter, bitter pill as the Chiefs win it 24-22. Shannon Sharp's touchdown, his first in 6 games. Terrell Davis reached 4,000 yards in the 4th fewest games in NFL history, and Marcus Allen got his 40th rushing for the Chiefs, 40th rushing touchdown, so he ties Christian Okoye for the most in team history. Elsewhere, the Seahawks and the Saints, 20-17 New Orleans in OT. It's the first time New Orleans has won back-to-back games since October of '96. Warren Moon moved within 2 touchdown passes of tying Joe Montana for 4th best in NFL history. Heath Schuler, 6 of 14 for 64 yards and 3 sacks. 2 years ago, the Indianapolis Colts came within a Hail Mary pass of going to the Super Bowl. Last year, they finished the regular season 9-7, and then they lost in the first round of the playoffs to Pittsburgh. This year, they're 0-10 and have lost 12 straight dating back to last year. Indy with a realistic chance of going 0-16, reminiscent of the 0-14 Tampa Bay Bucks. Colts hosting the Pack. First quarter, Pack's first drive of the game. It's Brett Favre dumping to Dorsey Levens. Levens goes 56 yards, the first of many big plays for Dorsey. That set up 11 3-yard touchdown reception, 7-0 Green Bay. 7-3 Green Bay, still in the first. Levens takes the handoff and runs down the right side, 52 yards for another touchdown. Levens' third of the day, 14-3 Green Bay. Second quarter, 14-9 Packers. And Favre drops back, but he's hit by Monty Montgomery, who strips him. Al Fontenot picks it up, and Fontenot rumbles 33 yards for the score. Another 2-point conversion, 17-14 Colts. Favre's troubles would continue as he's picked off by Robert Blackman. And then Blackman has the presence of mind to say, I'm not going anywhere. Maybe Jason Belser can. Good idea. 50 yards later, it's 24-14 Colts, and they're saying, you know what? We may have quarterback issues. We may have guys that can't block. We may have guys that can't protect, but we're going to get a W. 1 minute left in the half. Favre. Antonio Freeman says, I'm not so sure about that. 17 yards, and the Packers regain the lead. After trading field goals fourth quarter, under 7 minutes left, Lamont Warren on the draw. A 3-yard touchdown run after the 2-point conversion. The Colts are up by 7, 38-31. 1 minute and a half later, Green Bay answers. Favre finds Freeman again, 27 yards in stride. We're tied at 38. So the Colts try to answer. Just over 2 minutes left, 3rd and 10. Justin to Sean Dawkins for a huge first down. Kerry Blanchard saying, you know what, this probably is going to come down to me, and that'll be a lot of pressure. Moments later, Justin Ken Dilger. Dilger with a good grab. He rumbles down to the 1. The Colts play it safe. They could punch it in for the game winner. They elect not to. Take a knee. Take a knee. Take a knee. So now, put it on Blanchard. Take a foot. Colts win at 41-38. The 4th game-winning field goal of Blanchard's career. Paul Justin threw for a career-high 340 yards, and the Pack becomes the 3rd consecutive Super Bowl champion to lose to Indianapolis the following season. The Colts defeated Dallas last season and San Fran in 1995. Vikings and the Lions 38-15 in favor of Detroit. Scott Mitchell 271 and 2 TDs. Vikes slip into a 3-way tie for first place with Green Bay and Tampa in the NFC Central. Barry Sanders turned in his 9th straight 100-yard rushing game, running for a $108 on 19 carries before sitting down with just 10 minutes remaining. Patriots lose to the Buccaneers 27-7. The Bucs clinched their first non-losing season in 15 years. Tampa Bay had not been 500 or better since going 5-4 in the strike-shortened 82 season. Curtis Martin was held to 26 yards on 8 carries. Stay with us. You're at halftime of the Grey Cup. Toronto leads Saskatchewan 20-9. You're watching the ESPN News Network on the Deuce. We'll be right back.
$250? It's only a little scratch.
Here a scratch, there a scratch, everywhere a scratch. And they're all an eyesore. What you need is GS27 Scratch Remover. It's new from Duralube. GS27 gets rid of those surface scratches and paint swirls quickly and easily. Simply rub GS27 into the scratch, then polish it to a beautiful finish. The scratch is gone.
I still can't believe it was that easy. GS27 got rid of those scratches in less than a minute. It's great.
GS27 is not an abrasive. It's a superfine microscopic crystallite that works its way into the scratch and polishes it away. And look, you don't have to go crazy trying to match colors. That same tube of GS27 works wonders on any color car. You have to see it to believe it. Amazing!
The repair shop said it had to sand, prime, and paint. What a bunch of bull. GS27 took that ugly scratch away in no time.
Watch. Would you do this to a brand new car? Ouch! But GS27 removes that ugly scratch quickly and easily. What a difference! GS27 is so effective, it'll even remove paint scrapes, ugly rust from chrome bumpers, and scratches and scrapes from your boat's gel coat. GS27 is only $14.95. But wait! Order now and get a second tube for only $5. That's 2 for just $19.95. It'll remove those surface scratches from your car or your money back. Don't live with those ugly scratches and don't spend a fortune to remove them. Order your GS27 Scratch Remover now.
Call toll-free 1-800-313-2400 or send check or money order for $14.95 for one or $19.95 for two, plus $5.95 shipping and handling too. GS27, 1000 Apex Street, Department GS, Nashville, Tennessee. Or call now 1-800-313-2400.
Galileo charted the galaxy, but never saw the stars. Darwin saw evolution in the birds of the past, but never predicted the wings of the future. And Newton established the equation for force before he could ever see force personified. They never watched hockey, and now they're all dead. Watch the NHL on ESPN2 before life passes you by.
The bus had 101 yards. His name's Bettis, and the Steelers beat the Bengals 20-3. They've won 12 of their last 14 meetings from their AFC Central rival. Jags beat the Oilers 17-9. They're 12 straight at home. Their 3rd straight overall. Brunell threw for 267 yards. Eagles and the Ravens played to a 10-10 tie. First tie in the NFL since 1989. The Ravens racked up 9 sacks. The Eagles managed only 3 first downs in the first half. The Cards beat the Giants 19-10. The Giants sacked rookie quarterback Jake Plummer. When he wasn't sacked, he was awesome. 22 of 33 for a season-high 388. Rams and the Falcons 27-21. The Falcons beat the Rams for the 2nd time in 3 weeks. In the first game, Isaac Bruce had 233 yards receiving. This time, he only had 50. The Rams have lost 7 in a row. You are at halftime of the Grey Cup. Saskatchewan falling to Toronto 20-9. We'll be back with the second half on the Deuce For those of you on news, we'll be back with more.
Why has Independent Carpet of Westland changed its name to Independent Carpet One? Being part of 950 stores nationwide gives us greater buying power, so we can now offer even better prices.
Carpet One hand selects and tests every carpet before we can offer it to our customers.
Being a Carpet One store means you get even greater service during installation.
Better prices, better warranties, and the best installations. That's what you'll find at Independent Carpet One of Westland. Now even more, the store for your floor.
Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton, Alberta. The 97 Grey Cup. The Toronto Argonauts leading the Saskatchewan Roughriders 20-9. They've got a couple of super groups here kept playing. April Wine and Trooper. And right now they're saying, let's raise a little hell.
Hey, I tell you what, they're raising the roof and they're rocking in Edmonton, Alberta.
Let me tell you that I thought in the first half of play we saw a Saskatchewan team that didn't panic.
I know. I think they were a little patient about what they did, and I think a Toronto team that miscued a couple of times, and they wanted to come away with more points in the red zone than they got. The big thing is when Toronto's defense got a little conservative, started playing some zone with a four-man rush, Saskatchewan had some success moving the ball. I anticipate seeing Toronto really getting after and putting the heat on Reggie Slack in the second half.
This has been an absolutely terrific week in Edmonton, and earlier this week on the Thursday, they handed out the hardware, the CFL Awards. Saluting the big boys in the trenches. The 96 winner was Mike Kiselak, and he was there again. His job is to protect Doug Flutie, and he was the best in the CFL again in 97. Top Canadian between Climie of the Alouettes and Millington of the BC Lions. Millington, pounding out over 800 yards on the ground, earned him the award. Rookie of the Year, B.J. Gallus of the BC Lions against Daryl Mitchell of the Toronto Argonauts. They called him Mookie the Rookie, setting Argo records for TDs and yards. He was everywhere. On defense, Shante Peoples of Winnipeg, and a man who keeps collecting awards, Willie Bless, with 116 tackles, wins his 5th honor, 4th in a row. And the outstanding player, 2 quarterbacks, Garcia from Calgary, and a man who's been to the podium before.
I'd like to thank my fellow teammates and everyone on the team, and Don for putting the team together and giving me a chance to excel.
Flutie was the man, his 6th MVP. Well, some of the news in the CFL this season had to do with the affiliation of the Canadian League with the NFL. To talk about that, here's our sideline man, Gord Miller.
Thanks, guys. Ron Bernard is the president of NFL Enterprises. In this, the first year of the cooperation deal between the Canadian Football League and the National Football League. It was announced last spring. Ron, how's it gone so far?
It's been great. I hope this is the first of one year. We're going to have a lot more.
Tell me about what the genesis of this agreement was. Pat Boland, the owner of the Denver Broncos, is from Edmonton. He was heavily involved. Commissioner Paul Tagliabue was here this week. What started the whole discussion?
Well, what we're trying to do is promote football as a worldwide sport. It's not the CFL, it's not the NFL, it's not the World League. What we're trying to do is develop fans worldwide. And this is a great example of a super fan base.
Ron, there's been some talk about Canadian Football League players potentially moving down to play in the NFL when the season's over here. Is that part of the agreement?
Well, it's part of the agreement. I mean, we're still working on a lot of those details right now, but that certainly is something that was part of our overall understanding with the CFL.
What about a game between the World League champions and the Canadian Football League champions?
Well, we're working on that. The temporary title of it is the World Classic Bowl. We're looking at next June, looking at the champions of the World League and the champions of the CFL. I think it'll be a great sporting experience and one that's be great for the fan base of both the U.S. and Canada.
Now, obviously, when the championship game in the NFL is played, it's usually somewhere in California, Florida, or a dome stadium. How do you like this atmosphere here in Edmonton? It's cold, but kind of Green Bay-ish, isn't it?
This is one of the greatest fan bases I've ever seen. From the moment we got here, from the awards dinner to the Grey Cup dinner to the parade yesterday to this fan atmosphere. This is what football really is.
So would the National Football League consider maybe holding the Super Bowl in Green Bay someday?
You never tell what'll happen.
Ron, thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of Green Bay North.
Thank you very much. Great experience. We'll be back.
Okay, Ron, president of NFL Enterprises. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
The game really is a lot like jazz. You can take a jazz quintet and actually liken it to 5 people on a basketball court. The point guard would be like the piano player, because in most bands, the piano is like the brain. Then you have the power forward, which is like the drummer. I think that small forward position, I'd have to give that to that tenor saxophone. But I think if I was a coach, I wouldn't put me in the game. I play a good anthem, man.
My grandfather was an iron worker. My father was an iron worker. I had uncles that are iron workers. Every day, you have to go out there and prove yourself again. You have to do it. If you feel good on your feet, you're going to be able to do a better job.
Wolverine DuraShocks, the world's most comfortable boots, guaranteed.
When I got a comfortable pair of boots on my feet, and at the end of the day, I got a little bit of spring in my step, and I'm feeling pretty good, I can have fun with my family at night.
Wolverine, boots and shoes since 1883.
I carry a lot of weight. I need a good boot.
They call it the party in your parka, and they're having that in Edmonton at the 97 Grey Cup, where the Argos lead 20-9. And it started off with a bang here, kept from the opening kickoff. Wow!
We talked about special teams and instant field position. This was very reminiscent against Toronto of what Montreal did in the opening kickoff.
Shannon Baker.
Shannon Baker doesn't get touched, gets a couple of great blocks. And the kicker, Vanderjack, has to make the tackle.
And that turned into 3, and then this guy went to work. Doug Flutie finds one of his favorite targets, the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, and then Mitchell finds the opening in the slot, sets down, makes himself a big target. Doug Flutie finds him again.
Well, target number 2 for Doug Flutie. Where's number 29?
Tell you what, you use Mitchell, you use Drummond, you put him inside, shovel pass, you run him, you throw to him.
Then late in the first half, Daniels pounded in to get him on. Doug Flutie says the CFL officers in the NFL, they could steal something from him. So Flutie likes the fact that a wide open offense here in the CFL could be copied by some teams in the NFL. He's been able to run it here.
Spread it out. That's exactly what he wants to see. Throw the ball a little bit more.
Well, here it is, a fake reverse by Smith to start the second half. But look who's getting some running room. Down the right side again, just like the game started. He's all alone. He's going to go in for the major. Check for flags. It's clear. Touchdown, Argos. 95-yard run back. Adrian Smith starts the Argos off with an explosion.
The coverage teams have been crucial for both the Saskatchewan and Toronto teams in the Western and Eastern finals. They thought they had it corrected. No one touches Adrian Smith as he makes just a tremendous effort on the fake reverse, comes down. When they talked about special teams and coverage, they didn't say, I said, was it lack of talent? He said, no, it's not lack of talent. It's a matter of just dedicating your heart and getting around and trying to find the football and putting your hat on the man's chest. That didn't happen. Toronto starts off this third quarter with a bang.
14 seconds in, it is 27-9. Well, talk about doing it early. All of a sudden, as it appeared to be an 11-point game, it becomes a little more than that.
Don Matthews always has a little razzle-dazzle in his repertoire when he comes to big games. And this is no doubt one of the biggest that he has. As he wanted to start, you set the tempo right now for the remaining 30 minutes of this football game with that play. And it will be a real challenge for this Saskatchewan team to be able to come back and mount you know, a comeback against the Toronto Argonauts.
This now forces Saskatchewan's offense to be effective immediately.
Absolutely. And what it was happening, as I said, the Toronto defense had played a little slack, and they were sitting back and rushing 4 men, not getting a lot of pressure on Reggie Slack. It's 27 tonight. Gives them a little bit of a cushion. Maybe they can mix it up even more now without turning the heat up on Reggie Slack every play.
Adrian Smith from Southwest Missouri. Born in Kansas City, Missouri. 4 years in the league, 2 with the Argonauts. Shannon Baker tries to get away. Baker's trying to find some room. He's brought down at the 40. That's where Reggie Slack will start. Let's go to the sideline to Gord Miller.
Rob, will tell you what, eerily prophetic words from Saskatchewan coach Jim Daly at halftime. He told his team, focus on special teams. A special teams play will decide this game. What he was hoping was that his team would make that play instead of watching the second half open with the kickoff being returned for a touchdown.
Well, now Reggie Slack in the offense has to start moving the ball again. 1st and 10 from the 40. Empty backfield. He dumps it off. Brad Farthing gets the man with the ball. Farthing gets about 7 yards. Here are the numbers kept from that first half of play.
Pretty good play all the way through, but you can see the domination of Toronto. 16 first downs, didn't rush the ball as much, but 208 yards passing, 16 minutes that they held it. 1 turnover on each side. Penalties were just non-existent in that first half. Some big plays, couple of block punts, couple of big special teams play, but none bigger than the one to start the 3rd quarter.
Here's a factoid for you. The team trailing at the half has won 9 of the last 15. Guys in green were down. Let's see what they can do early. Flipping it over the middle. Some guys knocked over. They want to call. They're not going to get it.
Mayfield wants to call against. It looks like Wilshire. Looks like took him down, kind of bulldogging. They're not going to get it. Have to punt it away.
Watch the way Kelly Wilshire kind of moved out of the way real quick so they couldn't point at him.
Good quick throw. Reggie's going to drop back. Not getting back very quickly.
Ooh, I think he
airs
might
it
be
out.
right.
The contact as that ball's in the air. I think it should have been a flag.
I think you're right.
But the other thing is either has to be a flag or what they're going to say is that's an uncatchable pass, but there's still contact before the ball is thrown.
That's an awful lot of contact, too. That's more than bump and go. Pinball on the punt, brought down 37-yard line. That's where the Argos will start. A quick 2-and-out by the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Now they'll have to slow down Doug Flutie, but you know Flutie's going to try to add to that very quick 6 by Adrian Smith.
Absolutely right here. Good look at Commonwealth Stadium, about 60,000 strong.
Well, it has been wide open all the way through. Doug Flutie says the CFL offense might work in the NFL.
The NFL could learn a lot from CFL offenses. I really do. I look at Pittsburgh and the way they spread some people out now and do some things with Cordell. We've been doing that for 8 to 10 years up here. And, you know, I've worked in no-back sets for 8 years, so it's nothing new to us.
Well, he had no backs there. He had everybody out. Pinball made the play. A little roll, a little pitch, first down.
You know, and the truth about Doug Flutie, they always talked about, in a sense, that you know, he's not a big enough quarterback to play in the NFL. 5'10". He only played, I mean, he started 10 games for the New England Patriots. They won 8 of those 10 games. The joking part was that because of the Canadian exchange, Doug Flutie would be a lot taller up here in Canada than he is in the United States.
Well, he's playing about 6'4". Look at this play now by another big guy, Robert Drummond, and he trips himself up as he had busted through everybody. 36-yard pickup.
Robert Drummond, just a solid play. Just inside handoff. Take a look again. No one's going to make a move to him until he gets to the safety. He fronts up the safety carry. One-on-one. That tackle is not going to take place. Robert Drummond at 6'3" is going to run right through it. It's time now. Toronto is turning up the heat. This could get very, very ugly. It's time the Saskatchewan defense needs to stand up very big.
Well, we've got another injury for Saskatchewan. That's either, it might be Eric Sutton, could be Dale Joseph.
It looks like a 2 on this side.
Yeah,
We'll go
Dale
back down
Joseph.
and think. It could be Dale Joseph, 21.
It is Dale Joseph as he came over top trying to make that play along with Ryan Carey. Let's go to Gord Miller.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rob, in addition to being down in the football game by a count of 27-9, just a real problem. That's Dale Joseph. He's shaken up right now. Eric Sutton, the starting left corner, was injured earlier in the game. He's playing with a bad shoulder. Todd McMillan, the starting right cornerback, is out for the football game. You saw him injured at the end of the half, and Dale Joseph was taking his place. The problem for Saskatchewan, they're out of bodies in the defensive backfield, facing the CFL's #1 offense.
Edmonton's Commonwealth Stadium, the 1997 Grey Cup. Toronto Argonauts against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. I'm Rob Faulds alongside Danny Kepley, who had years of glory here at Commonwealth Stadium, and we're watching a very powerful Toronto Argonauts team, and Jim Daly's hoping that his defense can kind of keep the Argos quiet.
It's very exciting to come back and see this house packed. It's very reminiscent of back in the days when we had 55,000 season ticket holders in '81.
There's a fake to Drummond. Moody starts to roll out, sees the seam open up. He's not afraid to go. He gets about a 7-yard gain. And boy, he seems to find a way to get a hole and get some yards.
Well, he runs this offense so well, and it says he's going to fake it to the inside, comes out on the naked by himself. Bobby Durison does a great job, but you got to get it an angle. Doug Flutie has that good stop and start. He's able to come back across the grain, turns it upfield, and picks up about 8 yards.
That's the first run by Flutie in this game. The man's not afraid to run. Take a look at what he did on the season. 92 carries, 542 yards. He went into the end zone 5 times. Average 6 yards per carry. He's right on his average there. 2nd and 3. Give to Drummond. He busts over. Oh boy, he hurdled the line and came very close to finding empty field and going in for another one.
Give it to him quick, give it to him deep. This good offensive line just collapses the Saskatchewan defensive guys. Everybody's submarining, getting down low. Robert Drummond, great vision that he has, goes up over top. Some linebacker's supposed to be there leaping up in the air, trying to stick a helmet in his chest. Nobody's there. First down.
27-9 the score. An electrifying 95-yard return by Adrian Smith on the kickoff. The Argos now are looking for a little more. There goes Flutie around the right side. He's got an open ticket touchdown. Flutie does it again.
The play that he sets up so well. Watch, he's going to come to his left. Then comes back to the right, takes the inside shovel, keeps it on the naked. And Doug Flutie is as good a competitor at this game as anybody on the football field. Spells the goal line, points his head up. He's not taking to the out of bounds. Going to get it in for the major.
Well, Vanderjagt will come in and try to make it a 34-9 game. This is starting to explode on the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Vanderjagt is good. It is 34-9 in favor of the Argonauts. In less than 5 minutes, they picked up 14 points and are in control. The 97 Grey Cup in Edmonton.
To get the most out of your digital satellite system, you need DirecTV. And for expert advice and guaranteed low prices on your new system, you need Circuit City. We're your DSS experts, and we'll show you how to see more sports, movies, and pay-per-view than on any other system. Right now, get the last 6 weeks of 97 NFL Sunday Ticket free when you buy any DSS and sign up for monthly DirecTV Total Choice programming. Now at Circuit City.
Who are these people? They go to the strangest places, work in the tightest quarters, and gladly keep the oddest hours. Who are they? Forever probing and prodding, digging, exploring. Who are these people? They are Texaco, and what they do is find the energy the world needs to keep on running. Texaco, a world of energy.
Nathanson Creek.
Well, there it is. Doug Flutie. Said hi to everybody.
25 more minutes.
25 more minutes. 34-9 the score. Argos leading the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
He is absolutely amazing to sit down and talk with. He knows stats. He knows everything about everybody on the football field at crucial times.
Eric Sutton hit quickly to the 36-yard line, a 3-yard run back after a 41-yard kickoff. So that is where Reggie Slack will try to march it up. He's got to get more than a 2-and-out. He's got to get his team moving again.
It's going to allow, again, that cushion that's between the score, that allows this defense not to have to take as many chances, put as much heat as they have to do on Reggie Slack. They can be contented. They can rush or play a better zone behind it.
First and 10. Riders. Back to pass is Slack. Dishes it up neatly to Saunders. He tries to turn around the corner to get by Smith. He got maybe a yard past Adrian Smith on that corner. And that will make it a 2nd and short. Yard and a half, maybe.
Rob, this is a team, this Saskatchewan team is a team of heart. They are not going to lay down and die. They're going to stay here and battle you for the full 60 minutes. Look at Narcisse come in there, wide receiver, tries to get a piece, springs Mike Saunders for about 5 extra yards. 2nd and about a yard.
Two-man set in the backfield. Daniels, the ball carrier. He muscles his way for more than needed for the first down. This is exactly what the Riders have to do, but to be quite honest, they can't take a lot of time per drive.
You're exactly right. They need to score. They need to score quickly. Toronto, initially at the beginning of the 97 season, was victimized a couple times by giving up big plays, home run balls. They have improved tremendously in that area in the last 12 games.
First and 10. On their own 51, Reggie Slack and the Saskatchewan Roughriders. The big play action, he throws it over the middle. Tip drill, it's intercepted. This is Lester Smith. Lester Smith comes down, he's still going down the left sideline, finally hauled out of play inside the 45. Reggie Slack is down, he was crushed after getting rid of that ball. Lester Smith picked it off.
Toronto just baited them right into it, and they came with the heat. The pressure up front, Reggie Gibbons. Andrew Stewart is the man that caused the problem for Reggie Slack. The tip drill, just like you said, and it's Lester Smith, the Eastern All-Star safety, comes up with a big pick. He was the team's most valuable defensive player.
Reggie Slack is slow to get up. Now, he's had a shoulder injury this year that he's fought through, got better, and started to pull this team together. He's also had some knee trouble. Right now, he's just sort of, I think, assessing his body parts.
No, but Reggie's been one of those kind of guys. They've tried to write him off for a couple of years. Bad wheels, his knee hadn't responded. The difference between Reggie this year and 2 years ago or last year is the fact that he has got himself healthy, and he is a tremendous competitor.
Let's go down to Gord Miller, sidelines.
All right, thank you, guys. Interesting view, isn't it, this camera shot? Well, it comes from the top of the goalpost with a new piece of technology. The problem is, how do you get the cable from the goalpost to the side of the field? Well, when it's November in Edmonton and it's natural grass, what you do is you take a concrete saw and you cut yourself 35 yards through and run it through. And they said the concrete was actually easier to cut than this field.
And we appreciate you doing that too, Gord. Good job.
Hey, he's a team guy. You know, whatever you ask of him, he's willing to commit himself.
He came in and started to use that concrete saw.
Of course, he's been here for 3 weeks.
But that's right. Started. Here again is what happened to Reggie Slack as he got rid of this ball.
As soon as he releases that ball, he's vulnerable. And look at that. That's just a textbook tackle. Head right into the daggone chest of Reggie Slack. And that's Andrew Stewart, as I said. He's 6'5", about 260.
And here comes Robert coming around the corner. Got the first down, a little more. He's hard to bring down inside the 25. Second half so far, Doug Flutie was 2 for 2, 52 yards. And now Drummond picks up a 13-yard first down.
Again, this big offensive line, all he has to do is find a little seam. Look how he can run through arm tackles. got to be able to front this guy up, put the helmet in that chest, just like you saw Andrew Stewart do to Slack, to be able to stop it. 6'3", 215, runs 4'3", can receive, can catch it, can run it inside, run it outside. He is absolutely everything.
On the shotgun to give us to Drummond. There's a flag. Drummond charges through, gets the first down and a little more. 7:37 left to play. Third quarter action, and the Argos have just blown this one open, 34-9.
Yeah, unfortunately right now, the flag may be the only thing that stops the Toronto Argonauts.
It's a face masking call. Oh, there's Clark there as he turned around. Robert Drummond getting the big mid on him. And that will march him down, and look how close they are again to adding to this. By the way, we see Reggie Slack on the sidelines. He looks okay. Rushing yards, Toronto with 115 to Saskatchewan's 34. He told Jim Daly he's ready to go, Jim. Right now, though, Saskatchewan has big concerns here. On the 5-yard line. Turning this Lester Smith interception. They want to turn it into 7, and pushed back by Getz is Robert Drummond.
As I told you, this team is not going to lay down and die. That's Ron Getz out of Minnesota. Just tees up Robert Drummond, puts it in his chest, and just drives him back. You want to figure out how to play linebacker? Here it is. They do it right in Minnesota.
And now Drummond marches to the sideline. They'll give him a rest. Getz was the man to make the defensive play. Flutie now tries to play getaway. Look at this. He's got room again. Now he pitches it into the end zone. Pinball Clemons has got a touchdown too. Toronto has connected with a kickoff return for a touchdown. Flutie went in from 10, and now he's found Pinball.
Rob, you got to watch this. This is the kind of class act that Doug Flutie is. Wide open field. He could have walked this thing in easily. Goes down the line of scrimmage, sees Mike Clements, finds him wide open, and it's there. He's going to spread this wealth, and he wants everybody to have a little piece of the pie.
Pinball in his 5th career playoff touchdown. This guy does it all. He set himself a record for all-purpose yards, bettering his own mark for all-purpose yards. He had 3,840 all-purpose.
That broke his record that he had in 1990 at 3,300.
41-9, the score. The Argos leading away in Edmonton.
Is your life boring? Are you tired of the same old thing?
Suck it up! Get in the game! The CFL is back and more radical than ever. The action never stops. It's hard-hitting, high-scoring football. Get in the game. Wear the attitude.
Go, 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 go! Hey, suck it up. CFL football. Get in the game.
I wear mom glasses. It's no big deal. You gotta see to drive. I needed a new prescription, so I drove over to Lens Crafters.
Lens Crafters has all the latest styles at really great prices. Lily loves the Florence folks. She thought, no way, she can't afford them. I said, look at the price tag.
Those are great. They were ready in an hour.
Ruby, these cat glasses.
A good bargain always brings out the best in me. Lens Crafters, helping people see better 1 hour at a time. Call 1-800-541-LENS for the store nearest you.
Nate Newton for 1-800-COLLECT.
This is my cousin Marvin. Say hello, Marvin.
Hello.
During the season, Marvin and I like to stay in touch. Everything is cool as long as he dials 1-800-COLLECT. It's real easy for him. And for me, it's 10 cents a minute. Every evening, all week long. Right, Marvin? But sometimes Marvin forgets to dial 1-800-COLLECT. And that's when he needs a little reminder. 1-800-COLLECT. 10 cents a minute. Every evening, all week long.
How do they build the two newest teams in baseball? Well, they begin their quest to duplicate the success of the Florida Marlins with the Major League Baseball expansion draft Tuesday on ESPN and ESPN2. The Arizona Diamondbacks and the Tampa Bay Devil Rays select current Major Leaguers. They get ready for 98. Coverage starts at 4 on ESPN, then shifts over to the Deuce at 7 p.m. for the later round coverage. get to see the Diamondbacks and the Devil Rays take shape. Kickoff now. Turning the corner, trying to get something going. It's Winans, a little slip and slide. He's brought down at the 45. Let's go down to Gord Miller.
Well, guys, we're here in the third quarter of a Grey Cup game playing in conditions where the temperature at kickoff was 19 Fahrenheit. And we've reached a very important moment in the game, the moment when water bottles are almost completely frozen. So any players looking for refreshment might want to think about coffee at this point, okay?
And this guy looks like he's not worried about the temperature. He looks pretty comfortable. What do you think, Kevin?
I'm not sure. He looks like one of the guys that was on the bus from Saskatchewan.
Yeah, he's not happy.
Hey,
but he's
next
warm.
time we'll find Gordon Miller. He'll be over there by that hot tub.
Yeah, I think he'll be in. 41-9 the score. That was a catch by Donald Narcisse just at the sideline before he slipped. 5 minutes, 39 seconds left. In this, the third quarter, where the Argos have come out and exploded. They've gone nuclear.
Donald Narcisse is one of these guys that is a quiet receiver. 777 catches for over 10,000 yards in his career.
Give is up the middle. They're trying to go hurry up, try to get something going quickly. This is Sean Daniels. So Daniels just busted up the middle. That moved the sticks.
Toronto's defense will be very contented right now. Play back, good play zone, not give up a big play, not let a guy stumble and let the Saskatchewan receiver get open. Just play back, react to it, use that team speed and shut them down.
Over the middle. Oh, what a catch by Curtis Mayfield. Big play by Curtis Mayfield. And the Riders move deep in. Great play.
Been a tremendous receiver since coming through the CFL from Oklahoma State. Out of Dallas, goes up high, great reception. This is a tough catch to make going across the formation.
First down, pickup for the Riders. They dump it off again very quickly. Mayfield one more time. Very quick, it's going bang, bang.
2 in a row. Curtis Mayfield only caught one pass in the first half. Where was he then? Why wasn't he taking advantage of the formation?
Well, maybe all of a sudden the Argos are letting him have a little more.
Well, sometimes you just got to go take it. You can't give what somebody's willing to give you. You just got to go take it and make it happen.
Again, moving quickly along the line. The catch, they're saying, was it a catch? That is Dan Farthing. If it is, I think he got maybe a little lucky on it.
Little slipping and sliding. Had to come back and reach up and see if he can get his hands up underneath it. Looks like a catch. 10 seconds up underneath his hand.
2nd and 5. Looking at the end zone. Almost picked off by Donald Smith. Whoa.
You keep taking it to the well too often against this Toronto secondary. Donald Smith had 4 picks. Adrian Smith had 5 picks. Lester Smith in the middle had 6 picks. They were calling the Bermuda Triangle. If you take it there, sooner or later you may come away with nothing getting it down this close to their end zone.
Shannon Baker, the intended receiver, on the 6. 3rd down. They don't need a field goal. They need the 6th.
Here's the heat.
Reggie Slack dumps it over the middle. No good. Argos will take over on downs. Argos will start on downs at their own 6. And for Reggie Slack, gets it oh so close. He couldn't see it there. But right now it's 41-9. Argos on top.
Come see what's new at Muirwood Apartments and Health Club. Visit Muirwood Apartments today. Mention you saw this ad and receive 1 month rent-free, plus a free health club membership. We're located at Grand River and Drake. Call 478-5533.
Just call 1-800-592-3202.
I sold the store for $12.
Plus, your first 5 trades are commission-free when you open an account with Ameritrade. Call 1-800-592-3202 or visit our website.
Traded my Fiat for BMW. Unloaded BMW for Mercedes. All before lunch.
Ameritrade. Smartest way to trade, period.
You're right. The way to do it is take the body out and the head's gonna fall. You gotta rip. You gotta dig.
Cesar Soto takes on Sean Fletcher Friday at 9:30.
Tomorrow night, ABC's Monday Night Football takes you to the Sunshine State for a key AFC East showdown. The division co-leading Miami Dolphins, led by Dan Marino, attempt to extend their one-game lead over Bruce Smith and the Buffalo Bills. Join Al, Frank, and Dan tomorrow for ABC Monday Night Football. We got a little football here at Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton, but the guys in blue are having more fun than the guys in green and white. 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Toronto has found 21 points coming out of their dressing room. What do you think Don Matthews said to him to get him fired up?
No, he didn't have to say anything to him. I mean, these guys are professionals. These guys are they're defending champions. They knew what they had to do. It was just a matter of making a few adjustments and then going out there and executing it properly. And this is exactly what Toronto has done.
Pitches it out to Robert Drummond. Drummond tries to go over the tackler. He gets the first down.
Unbelievably how he can continually use Robert Drummond. Fakes it inside to him on the shovel pass. Comes outside. Now, and Robert Drummond, watch the lefty street. He's going to come out, break, now slide back in. Now he becomes a receiver. Now he shovels the pass to him, goes up over top, finds the first down marker, keeps the chains moving, keeps the ball in Doug Fluty's hands.
Almost got over Greg Clark, the middle linebacker. Now the give again is to Robert Drummond. Drummond slides over and slips. Continues to make gains. Well, just so you know, this in the book goes down as the first time Saskatchewan and Toronto have met in the Grey Cup. But did you know, Dan Kepley, that in 1930, Toronto Balmy Beach beat the Regina Roughriders 11-6. I believe you were the middle linebacker.
No. I believe that was the ticket stub that you showed me the other day on the first CFL game you ever went to.
Right now, the Toronto Argonauts are looking awfully good for Grey Cup number 14 in their history.
When you have so many weapons the way it is, that is only the second time that Doug Fluty's run the football. The other time, it was for a touchdown. This, it parts wide open. Mike Kislak, MVP offensive lineman, does a good job. Doug Fluty keeps the chains moving again.
Well, you know, you're going to have to decide on who's going to be the MVP after this game. Look at multiple MVPs. Sonny Wade with 3, Clemons, Benel, Moon, Allen, and Doug Fluty with 2. Could he be joining Sonny Wade as a triple threat?
He may be. He's called a great game, and he really has executed extremely well, but it's a point where he has used his weapons so well. Robert Drummond is a standout, I think.
Well, Drummond's been the guy both with catches and with running. Fluty's been there to direct it all, and right now he's got it down as a second down, 7 yards, about a 3-yard gain. As the Argos started this drive on their own 6, they just want to burn up some time. 14 seconds remain in the third quarter. A third quarter that blasted off with Adrian Smith's 95-yard kickoff return. Fluty dumps it over. It is caught by Wayne Dimitrichon. Dimitrichon gets the first down. And now it's starting to get a little mean down there.
That's Patrick Burke, who comes in as the backup corner. He's the guy that had started for a number of games during the course of this season, was demoted from this game on this time, and because of injuries, he's forced into playing. Dimitrichon is a big fella. I mean, he's about 6'3", about 225 as far as an inside receiver is concerned.
Krupke had him wrapped up. Jim Attrition made the gain as a first down Argos, but that's the end of the third quarter with the Argos in control in Edmonton.
Well, Jerry, I don't know about you. Looking for something different? Want to get involved?
Feel the rush. Get in the game.
The CFL is back, more radical than ever. The action never stops. It's hard-hitting, high-scoring football. Wear the attitude.
Feel the rush. Get in the game.
And he's taken down.
Time can be stopped. Timex Ironman triathlon watches. Keep going.
Playing in the NFL means everything to me. No way I'm playing a video game without the NFL. I want the game that plays like NFL football. I want a game that has all the NFL teams. I want the game that gets me to the Super Bowl. Again! NFL Quarterback Club 98, the only officially licensed NFL game on N64. I think we have ourselves a new dynasty here. Acclaim Sports. Sweat the details.
This is Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton, Alberta. They've called it the party in your parka. It's the start of the fourth quarter, and wearing a parka on the sidelines, here's Gord Miller.
I'll tell you what, Rob, you would associate cramping up usually with conditions that are much warmer and more humid than this. Like, say, Miami. This is hardly Miami, but cramps are really a problem for players on both sides of the field. And the athletic therapists down here think it's the players standing too close to the heaters and then running on the field. Your muscles aren't made to expand and contract like that, and it's getting very, very cold down here as the fourth quarter begins. Robert Drummond, one of the players on the sidelines, getting the attention, guys.
Well, here we are, beginning of the fourth quarter. An injured player, yes, another injured player. Saskatchewan is getting beat up. That is Ulmer.
Robert Drummond, just a tremendous season. He's the fourth rusher in Argo history to go over 1,000 yards. And here's the numbers on him today. 15 rushes, 87 yards, 7 receptions, 95 yards, and 1 touchdown.
I think right now that Doug Flutie is going to be in tough if he wants the MVP. This guy's putting up some numbers.
Hey, this guy did a great job last week against Montreal in the final. He scored 3 touchdowns.
Terrell Ulmer, the injured rider from Laurel, Mississippi. He went to Southern Mississippi State. 5 years in the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Here's what happened. It's just body against body. And Robert Drummond got the best of that contact. 1st and 10. Start of the fourth quarter. Flutie is good. Darrell Mitchell with the reception. Mitchell's headed for the first down marker, and he is very close. Well, Darrell Mitchell and Doug Flutie have clicked all season long. They've worked in this game, too. Well, to do credit to Stuart Scott on the sports desk, Mookie is where he is. That's his nickname. This is the guy that broke Rocket Ishmael's 91 rookie reception record of 1,300 yards. Also, he broke Toronto's Gil Finnerty's 15 touchdown record by scoring 17 for the Toronto Argonauts. Look at that. Stuart, I apologize. I didn't do you justice, man. Look at the third quarter numbers there. Toronto and Saskatchewan on the game right now. And they are measuring. And I don't think it would make any difference if they're short. They're going to go for it. Oh, you know what? Absolutely. Here's the fact for you. The team leading after three quarters has won the last 7 Grey Cups. When you have a 32-point lead. What a gutsy bet like that. Let's go lay the odds in Vegas on that one happening. And in fact, 1977 against the Montreal Alouettes, I tell you what, I think we received maybe the worst beating in Grey Cup history of 41-6. But after that, from 1978 to 82, we won 5 in a row, buddy. Well, this is what they're playing for right now. We thank Dan Kepley for giving up his ring here to show us
There it is. Which one's that?
That's the 81. That's the 4th of the 5 in a row.
Look at those diamonds there. Edmonton has done it. They did that 5 in a row connection. Look at these. Oh, baby.
Well, that's what we challenged ourselves. That 54, 55, 56 time was the time that we wanted to do it. And then we beat that. And then the next year, we wanted to be better. And then after that, the 5th year, it just happened. And it was exciting.
You kept surprising everybody. You have, what, a total of 6?
I have a total of 6.
You only got 5 fingers. You know, I got fingers here. I guess not. They were the last ones to put it back to back to back to back to back, and no team's done it since '82 when Danny Kepley and his buddies.
Warren Moon and the rest of the game. There's a lot of guys out there.
That was a good squad. Short yardage, they got it.
And by any chance that Boom by Warren is listening on this broadcast, thank you, Warren. Thank you very much.
Oh, you had some great guys. Wilkie was there. You guys broke a Grey Cup too, didn't you?
Wilkie did. I mean, the quarterback, he fumbled it.
They give Tom Wilkinson the Grey Cup in 1978. He's walking off the field or running off the field, tried to avoid a fan, and broke it.
Well, walking was better. Wilk didn't run very much.
Now there's Robert Drummond trying to stretch that up. Gord Miller mentioned he's starting to cramp.
But, I mean, would you think that he wouldn't be cramping? I mean, this guy has really been a workhorse through this whole 3 quarters of football game.
13:35 left. Saskatchewan has asked for a timeout. First half, first downs, and just the second half alone, 12-4.
This is a very dominating team. These are guys that can beat you physically up front. They make you run. They make you get out of position. They have the opportunity with Doug Flutie controlling the trigger. They keep their hands on the football a lot of the game, and that's what happens. They score a lot of points.
First and 10. Argos on the Saskatchewan side of the field. Doug Flutie looking downfield, pitches it out right at the sideline. Another completion, another first down. That's Paul Masadi.
Just a little piece of information to show you this Toronto team, how deep they are in talent. 3 of the members of this team were up for the Canadian Football League's Most Valuable Player Award at their position. The rookie was Mitchell, the offensive lineman, Kislak, and the MVP of the league, Doug Flutie. Obviously, all 3 won.
Triple threat for them now. The Bull Terriers. Pinball. Bang, bang. There's a flag on the play, but Pinball does it again. Bing, bing, bing. He's looking for the end zone. He's finally brought down inside the 10, but there is a flag. This is why they call him Pinball.
He is without a doubt
holding Toronto 57.
It is coming back. Dan Payne got nabbed.
He got called. As I said, he is without a doubt the most electrifying player in the Canadian Football League. This is 5'6", soaking wet, 165 pounds, working, and just keep working and working. As you said, bing, bing, bing. You got a replay here, buddy. Don't even put a quarter in.
Oh, that'll tilt the other team, won't it? That's going to march it back, and they'll start all over again. Pinball never stops smiling. He is enjoying every bit of this. He's come to the Canadian Football League on a William & Mary and has enjoyed it. Look at the all-purpose yards he puts up. 22,000 yards in a career.
It's amazing. He is one of the classiest acts anywhere that you will find.
Flutie, look at the time he's got. And he gets it without a problem, just dumping it off very neatly to Norm Casola.
Well, you can start to see Don Matthews is allowing some of the backup guys an opportunity to come in and play. Norm Casola played for Windsor in his 4th year. Solid, just a champ of a special teams guy getting a chance to line up in the backfield with Doug Flutie and the other weapons.
12 minutes, 12 seconds left, 4th quarter, 41-9 the score. Argos on top. They exploded for 21 points, unanswered points in the 3rd quarter.
You just saw that. Don Matthews coaching the year 3 different times with 3 different teams.
There's the pinball. Mike Clemons bounces around. He gets the first down. The 11th play of the drive that began at the Argo 6-yard line when they picked up the ball after Saskatchewan turned it over on downs.
One of the things Doug Flutie does, looks downfield, turns around, no, just dumps it off. A little bit of a safety valve pass, and then gives it to Mike Clemons, and he makes the first guy miss almost every time. Great, quick feet, and as I said, the big key for him is not that he's going to make a big catch down the field, a long 60 or 70-yarder. He's going to make a 4-yard catch, and then he's going to run 70 yards.
122 receptions, led the league in 1997. Here he goes again. Pinball, he's not stopped yet. Finally hauled down.
Great depth of the Toronto Argonauts. Take a look. He's got Robert Drummond, he's got Gramps, he's on the sideline. Guess who lines back up? Pinball was the tailback before. And they don't lose a step.
Hard to believe that he and Doug Flutie had a little time clicking last season when Flutie first came in, trying to figure out what Pinball could do. They learned quick.
Well, I think at one time, Mike Clemons used to be the go-to guy way before Doug Flutie got against Toronto, before he got there, and he was getting beaten up a lot because he was the only offense they had. When Don Matthews got there,
as he looks at the edge, it almost got the Pinball. Look at the hands on his hips. A big grin as Clark made the saving play. Greg Clark dove. Oh my goodness.
What a tremendous effort. Just like I was saying, Clemons was just about ready to give up the CFL. Don Matthews does the right thing. He finds an offense, he puts him in the right position, and he builds back his confidence of being the great individual that he is, both receiving and rushing the football.
That's the first incompletion for Flutie this half. 8 for 9, 123 yards, 1 touchdown. Mike Vanderjagt will add some more points if he can. He's trying a 22-yard field goal. They started this drive on the 6th when Saskatchewan turned the ball over on downs and have slowly marched it back. And the emphasis is on slowly. They're eating up the clock. Vanderjagt remains perfect in the postseason. He nails a 22-yarder. Argos lead 44-9 in the Grey Cup game.
What if you could get what you wanted automatically? You can, with the easiest way to earn free gasoline, the Shell MasterCard from Chase. Shell, moving at the speed of life.
The new Nissan Altima GXE has more horsepower than a Camry LE. It comes with a standard CD player, unlike the Camry. And it's a whole $2,100 less than the Camry. But perhaps the best reason for buying the new Altima? It's not another Camry. The new Nissan Altima. Brooks Brothers' latest eyewear. Tailored in about an hour. At LensCrafters, the Brooks Brothers event. On now at LensCrafters.
When sports cream? When legs are sore. When backs ache. When muscles hurt. Wise Sports Cream? Rubbing it in brings fast pain relief. No medicine-y smell. Wise Sports Cream? Because it works.
Doug Flutie came so close to clicking with Pinball. Goes over and says, oh.
Oh means that's my fault. If I could have put it under there, maybe another 3 to 4 inches over that outstretched hands of Greg Clark, you'd have had your second touchdown.
And there's Doug Flutie warming up a little bit. You know, there's been a knock on Doug Flutie that he couldn't play in the cold. Well, forget knocking. He's just kicked the door down. And Mike Vanderjagt will kick off. Fourth quarter action. Argos ahead big time. Baker tries to turn the corner, had a great return to begin the game. Saskatchewan got 3 points, but not much else. That's a 15-yard run back.
Another shout out to the Soul Food crew back in Toronto. You know who you are. Go ahead, D-Man.
Got to give a shout out to all my boys back there in Miami. My boy Big Vic. But son, baby, we bringing it home.
Mom, one more time. Little sister, one more time. Dad, all you guys in Florida, we love you. Mom, Fro, how you doing? Miss Ford, and my darling daughter,
Florida.
That public announcement paid by ESPN. They extend the deuce.
Just send a check. But he greeted everybody in Florida he knew. Oh, boy, they haven't. But look at the guys. These are the guys in the front. There's Kiselak on the left, the outstanding lineman. Look at the steam coming off these guys.
This damn paid about 6'7". It says 310, 320. I'm not sure, but I know where the beef ended up.
Oh, they look like smokestacks. 22-yard field goal. Mike Vanderjet put it through, and they ate up almost 8 minutes.
Yeah, a terrific job. That's what happened. They had the ability just to physically wear you down.
Saskatchewan starting this drive. They were able to move the sticks. But they've got to get something just to get themselves righted mentally, just to say they can get something against this team. Reggie Slack pitches it out far side. There's the catch by Mayfield. Curtis starts it in. He loses the ball. Now it's picked up by Narcisse. Donald Narcisse runs out of bounds around the 51-yard line, Toronto territory.
A lot of times, Don Matthews comes across and he has a tremendous amount of confidence in his team, and he said, we came in here with the perfect frame of mind all week long. He said, we step on the football field, we firmly, as a team, expect to win every time we go out there.
Well, and he laid down the challenge at the start of the season. He says, I got a kind of team that could go unbeaten. Touchdown, Saunders! Mike Saunders picks up 6, and it brings the life back to the pro-Saskatchewan crowd here in Edmonton. A big blast to 51 yards.
Great effort by Mike Saunders out of Iowa. Reggie Slack throwing on the run, hangs it up there, good speed. Great concentration as he's able to beat Lester Smith into the end zone. Take a look on the outside. Reggie's been taking a pound, and this is the time. Got outside, broke the containment. But it may be just a little, too late.
Oh, 4 plays it took to get into the end zone. This is what they needed early in the third quarter. They've only got 8:37 left in the fourth quarter. We're not expecting miracles, but the Saskatchewan Roughriders needed something to keep them going. McCollum puts it through. It is now 44-16. Argos leading the 97 Grey Cup.
Name, rank, serial number.
They found him near a plane crash. A man with no name.
I think I was a pilot.
And no country.
You're in love with him, aren't you?
Now, to uncover the truth,
You are a spy working for the Allies.
they must unlock the mystery of his past.
Ask your saint who he's killed.
Winner of 9 Academy Awards, The English Patient. This month on Time Warner Home Theater.
Large or small, it wraps them all. You'll find hundreds of uses for the Handy Bundler around the shop, at home, in the office, and on the job. You get the Handy Bundler, over 50 feet of durable nylon strapping, and 100 locking clips, all for $19.95. And it comes with this unconditional money-back guarantee. Order now.
Call 1-800-897-6699 or send $19.95 plus $5.95 shipping to the address on your screen. For faster delivery, call 1-800-897-6699.
NHL tonight, Tuesday through Saturday at 11:30, only on ESPN2.
ESPN's National Hockey Night returns Tuesday evening with a rematch from last year's playoffs. The great one, Wayne Gretzky, U.S. Olympic team member Brian Leach, and a rejuvenated Pat LaFontaine try to break through the Olympian goaltending of John Van Beesbrook and the Florida Panthers. The Rangers, the Panthers on National Hockey League Night on ESPN Tuesday.
Hey, what, old Gretz looks pretty good there, doesn't he?
Hey, you used to hang out with him here.
I'm very honored and proud to say he's a friend of mine, a good friend of mine.
Does that mean you can get tickets?
You always want something for nothing.
No, I didn't say. I didn't say I'd pay for it, but I might even think about it. 44-16. They were looking for something a little different on that kickoff. Let's go to Gordon Miller.
Rob, interesting on the Toronto sidelines, when the Saskatchewan Roughriders were driving, Don Matthews had told Doug Flutie to take the rest of the night off. They were going to go to their backup quarterback, also a Heisman Trophy winner, Andre Ware, who won the Heisman at the University of Houston in 1989. But then, when Saskatchewan scored the touchdown, Matthews turned to Flutie and said, better go one more series. So Doug Flutie will be back out there, but soon we should see Andre Ware get his first taste of Grey Cup action.
Not bad, a couple of Heisman Trophy winners on your wish list.
As I said earlier in the game, the other thing that Don wanted to accomplish this year was to have a great backup quarterback to Doug Flutie, and he got him in Andre Ware.
And Pinball Clemons gets his first down and a little more. 14-yard gain in that neighborhood anyhow. Pinball's doing the job late in the game. Fourth quarter action, less than 8 minutes remaining. Toronto leads 44-16.
Don Matthews happened to mention they only lost 3 games in the course of the regular season. One was to the same Saskatchewan Roughrider team, 27-24, back in early July. And he said it is team policy not to lose 2 games to the same team.
Well, that's a heck of a policy to put in place.
How'd you like to sign that contract?
Pinball again, ducks through, but this time he is hog-tied by Gary Rogers.
Great penetration by Troy Alexander. Gary Rogers comes in, does a good job.
They had a rodeo in here the week before Grey Cup. Gary Rogers might have himself some work.
Here comes Mike on that same play that we've seen Robert Drummond run a number of times. But the penetration was there by the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Second down. The loss of a yard on the play. Doug Flutie, the quarterback. Back to pass, and out of the reach. Oh, and not very happy is Paul Massotti. Massotti starting to go. Patrick Burke again in conversation. Pinball Clemons is talking to Burke, too.
Well, just to the right of your screen, there's a lot of frustration that's taking place as Massotti came off the line of scrimmage. Burke gave him a good shot right up in the chest and the face, and then stayed up. He's got a little bit to say to him after he makes the play.
Well, I have to think right now when your side's up 44-16, that maybe makes you a little quieter as you try to come back. Oh, Vanderjet, nothing but trouble. He is in big trouble now, pitches it away.
Vanderjet has the time. He's got Eric Johnson, the backup middle linebacker, out in the flat that just has a safety valve pass in case that exact thing would happen. And obviously that's why he's a good kicker, not that good of a quarterback.
This is what you call it. Whoops. We'll come back with fourth quarter play.
Well, now, you sure there's any fish in here at all? Because we haven't latched into one today yet.
Tired of sitting on the sidelines? Want to be part of the game?
Be offensive. Be radical. The CFL is back and more radical than ever. The action never stops. It's hard-hitting, high-scoring football. Get in the game. Wear the attitude. Come on, go, go, go. Woo! Be offensive. Be radical. CFL football. Get in the game. You having more popcorn?
Sing too when you try Chili's Ranch and Filet. A beautifully carved 8-ounce tenderloin, slow grilled to perfection and placed on awesome blossom strings. Served with skillet potato cakes and grilled veggies, only at Chili's.
I'm Kenny, a friend of Dick's. Miller Lite has asked me to find 4 cheerleaders to send to the Super Bowl. Here today is Maria from Corpus Christi, Texas, who claims she can perform perfect cheers in any weather. What do you think, America?
Miller Lite.
Could Maria be a cheerleader?
We're back at Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton, Alberta, where Toronto leads 44-16 in the fourth quarter. While Mike Vanderjagt was having a little trouble with the ball up on the front line, Saskatchewan was doing bad things with their hand. They got caught for a face masking. Argos still on the field with their offense. First down at 50. Coming up tonight, RPM tonight. You like your speed? You like your thrills? Well, at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, you can get it all. So get your motor running. Flutie dumps it over. Dimitrition makes the catch. He gets away from one tackler. And finally is knocked down by Gary Rogers. A first down for Dwayne Dimitrition. 15-yard pickup.
Great success that they've been having again as far as running routes across the formation. You can see the safety Mallon is way off of Dimitrition. Tries to grab him, and Dimitrition is able to run right through that tackle.
Dwayne Dimitrition, 5 receptions for 45 yards in this game. He shared it around. Everybody has Doug Flutie. Flutie now dishes it up. Dimitrition again. Ulmer riding up. Clark comes over to help out. The Argos just trying to eat up the clock. They're 5 minutes and 26 seconds away from picking up another Grey Cup championship.
A little bit of a sneak, you know, sprint out one side, stop, throw back. Dimitrition fakes a block in there, then chips off, goes back across. Doug was hoping to catch him wide open running by himself. Red Clark closed quickly.
Only a 2-yard pickup for Dimitrition. Argos won last year, beating the Edmonton Eskimos in Hamilton. Now they come to Edmonton, and they're beating up on Saskatchewan. Doug Flutie still in. Dancing down the sideline, Paul Masadi. He gets the first down, the sticks keep on moving. Argos had won 13 Grey Cups as a team. Their first Grey Cup victory was in 1914. And they just keep on marching. Don Matthews, who's been to the last 4 Grey Cups, lost with Baltimore, then won with Baltimore, came to Toronto, made them as champion, is trying to turn the double with the double blue.
He made the comment, he said, I hate losing more than I enjoy winning. I think he's going to enjoy this one a lot.
And there goes Doug Flutie. He's hot-footing away and gets out of the way and out of bounds as Ulmer chases him.
One thing about Don Matthews, he came in 1977. He was my defensive coordinator. He came here as a high school coach. And when he got into the CFL, this city almost tried to run him out. Didn't think he was qualified. He is now the winningest coach in the CFL history.
Well, when you take a look at it, he went by Frank Clare over the regular season. He has Grey Cup victories in BC, Baltimore, and Toronto as a head coach.
Great philosophy. He had terrific personality to work with the guys. And what he did, he came in, rather than saying, this is my X's and O's, you have to fit it. He came in, he took a look, and I guarantee he did it with Toronto, took a look at the personnel, and then he made X's and O's to fit it.
Look at the total yards. 525 for the Argos, 288 for the Green Riders. First and 20 for Toronto. Flutie pitches it out. It bounces off Darryl Mitchell running after it. The Riders, they're not able to get it. Good try, though.
Just to show you that last spot that we saw, over 500 for Toronto. They were averaging this year 414. Their defense was only giving up 266 yards.
Bryce Bevel was trying a little of a tip drill work. There's the tip. And Bryce, not long enough arms.
Well, it was joking when Mitchell won the Rookie of the Year. They put a rookie sign on his back, and everybody started laughing a little bit until he realized what was happening. And he got up on the microphone and he said, Doug, don't throw it to me on Sunday. I may drop it for you. Well, he didn't want to see that one go through his hands.
He hasn't dropped much. And that only marches in a couple of yards, and out comes the unit led by Mike Vanderjagt. They're going to try a field goal. 44-16 with 3:42 left to play in the fourth quarter. This man has been awfully good in the postseason. 8 for 8 in the last 2 Grey Cups. He's trying to go 9 for 9. Outstanding Canadian last year in the victory over Edmonton. He's trying a 30-yard field goal. streak continues.
It's solid.
Perfect in the championship game. 31-yard field goal is where they'll spot it. Vanderjagt gives the Argos another 3 points. It's 47-16.
Vanderjagt in 1997 was voted Eastern All-Star for both punting and field goal kicking. Take a look at the quick hands of Doug Flutie, how it slides through, gets a good tilt on it, gets the laces away.
He just likes to be part of it all. Flutie doesn't mind holding, he likes to be there. Spends the extra time with Vanderjagt for the special teams, and now Daryl Mitchell and Doug Flutie doing a little thing.
Right. You know, when he talked earlier, we saw the clip, he said, you know, I've got to say so in this, I pull the trigger here, I do that. But it's kind of a contradiction in their philosophy, because their philosophy is we. It's a team thing. We want to spread everything. They talk in plural. It's not singular.
Missing there was Daniels. 3-minute warning in the 97 Grey Cup. Argos in control.
This is you, driving down the road in a brand new car for just $99 a month. This is Bob Sachs Suzuki. This is where you start. Only at Bob Sachs, get a 1998 Suzuki X90 for just $99 a month. Get a 1998 Suzuki Sidekick 4x4 for just $199. They both have power locks and windows, CD player, aluminum wheels, and hey, the X90 even has T-tops and leather seats. This is you, and a Suzuki X90, and a Sidekick 4x4, and this is the place to do it. Bob Sachs Suzuki on Grand River and Farmington Hills.
Husbands around Farmington are finding their wives coming home late.
Maybe she just doesn't care anymore.
She cares about finding unique handcrafted items for gifts and for the home. That's why she's at Craftique Craft and Antique Mall. Craftique has extended hours every day of the week, and with 14,000 square feet of variety, you can really lose track of time. Maybe you could find her if you went to Craftique, just off Farmington Road, 2 blocks south of Grand River, or their new location in Garden City.
Saturday, bullets will fly on ESPN2. At 12:30, Peyton Manning and the Faulds meet another Top Gun, Tim Couch and the Wildcats, in a wild SEC shootout. Then at 6, hard-hitting linebacker Anthony Simmons and the Tigers are looking to prey on the Gamecocks. Tennessee, Kentucky at 12:30, Clemson, South Carolina at 6, Saturday on ESPN2.
That is what they're playing for here. This is the 85th Grey Cup, and Toronto is just 3 minutes away of picking that little piece of hardware up one more time.
It's a terrific effort. I mean, it is so hard for a ball club to go out there to be favored as many times as they were during the course of the 97 season, and to come in, and I think early being around 16 or 17-point favorites coming into this game, the expectations are so high that they had to live up to it. Don Matthews says, I'm not worried about any of that other stuff. I don't care what the other team does. I don't care what the other people say. I'm in control, and my team is in control of what they do and how they do.
Reggie's flag is complete on the far sidelines of Donald Narcisse, but there is a flag on the play. Kep, you know how tough it is to win a Grey Cup more than once. You had the good fortune of being with an outstanding team that kept putting it together. How long can this team keep putting it together? Will we see a back-to-back team?
Well, you know they're going to start out in 98. They're going to be back-to-back defending champions, and there is significant pressure on them. Because once you play a Grey Cup team, you go out there, it's not just an easy regular season game. It is like a playoff game every time, because the other team wants to beat the defending Grey Cup champions.
It's a tough go all the way around. That was good to Rick Walters.
You know, and when I look back on it, like at the time, we're very much probably like the Toronto Argonauts. We don't really realize, you know, how good we are, or we think about back-to-back, all that stuff. We know that we're just conditioned as athletes, as professional athletes, to go out there and play the football games, and if we play that way, we will win. Now, as I look back on it, 20 years ago, and all the time I look back, I go, holy smokes, were we good. We were really, really good. We didn't want to sound arrogant at the time.
You get the opportunity now to kind of look at the tapes and look at those games again and go, wow, we had the package.
Well, particularly we had the package, and then when you look back and you think, until this team right here, those blue and white, double blue, as they call it in Toronto, they were the first team that have repeated as Grey Cup champions since we did it 15 years ago.
That shows you how tough it is. They've got 13 coming in. They're looking for 14. 13's the most. They just want to add to that total. Reggie Slack throws to the sideline. That was a catch by Donald Narcisse. Riders are moving down the field with only 2 minutes remaining. They want to go out with a bang, not with a whimper. The Grey Cup has been marched out. It will be presented. And right now, they're starting to celebrate from the sideline.
The last time these two teams played in Toronto after the first half, Toronto only was up 6-1. Very close. I mean, it was 20-9 at halftime here. A couple of big plays, turnover, special teams, boom. And it was just like an avalanche coming down. And Toronto kept pouring it on, and Saskatchewan just could not stop it, either offensively or defensively.
A 21-point third quarter that was started by Adrian Smith's 95-yard kickoff return to begin the second half. Reggie Slack backs up. He makes the play. The catch is to Narcisse. He is turned around. Not enough for the first down, but this drive continues.
Tell you what, this guy haven't given up, nicknamed Narco out of Port Arthur, Texas. Just a terrific athlete. When you talk about this guy, 10 years, Paul Masadi, the longest standing Argo. And he will
He'll enjoy all of this, yeah.
I think so. All of them will.
Charging through, they keep going. 32 is the number of Mike Saunders, and he gets the first down as the Saskatchewan Roughriders continue to march.
One other little point there, you know, I mentioned Jim Barker earlier about the thing, and he said he was out because they had the Grey Cup parade yesterday. It lasted a couple hours. It was pretty cold out. He said, I stood out there for 2 hours and enjoyed every minute because I wanted to just soak all of this in. And one other little point I was saying, his dad was in the hospital. We just hope that Coach Barker's father's doing good, so we send our best to him.
It has been a great week in Edmonton. The celebration, the party in your parka, they have called it. Reggie Slack throws, and it's knocked away by Donald Smith.
We're about one step away from that going 6 the other way.
Hey, what's up, Oakville? How's everybody doing? Back to back. There's the man right here.
Oakville. There's a couple of guys out of Oakville, huh? Christie that kicked for Buffalo. That's exactly. There must be something in the water around that Oakville.
Makes you tall and makes you go 9 for 9 in Grey Cup games. That was Mike Vanderjack. And he's playing with a bad toe.
So he said.
Yeah. Feels pretty good right now.
8 for 8. No, I'm feeling really sorry for him.
Reggie takes a look. Now he's airing it out. He's going to the end zone. Knocked away by Donald Smith.
Interference.
Interference to be called. They'll take it to the 1.
Take a look. Hey, it could be offensive pass interference.
Boys up at Danos. That's all for Stony Creek and all the boys. Oh, there we go. Now they're trying Stony Creek, and here we go. Doug Flutie saying hi. We'll wait what the call is.
Toronto number 19.
They gave it to Donald Smith.
Reggie Slack just airs it out, and then it's just a battle. It's a big jump ball. There's a lot of contact down there. The left hand of Donald Smith grabs Narco. Hey, he knows he's got this game won, but he's still upset about it. Let's not make mistakes.
And
what a great competitor, as I said.
First and goal from the 1. Reggie Slack goes forward. Is it a touchdown?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Saskatchewan's in the end zone again. It is 47-22. I think they should go for the 2-point conversion. Why not? Keep adding them on.
You're certainly doing it, and they're going out there and playing for pride right now. They want to show that they're not going to give up. There's a minute 18 left. There's a lot of fight. And those guys in the green and white uniform.
Well, as they get ready now for the point after, the Saskatchewan Roughriders wanted to go out, making the fans that have come to Commonwealth Stadium happy. Nobody's happier than guys like that. Mike Kiselak, 2-time outstanding lineman, 2-time Grey Cup champion, and we have just learned that Doug Flutie has been named the MVP of this game, becoming the 3rd to do it.
We talk about Mike Kiselak, and Doug Flutie being first to tell you that big offensive line of his did a great job. Last year they only allowed 18 sacks. This year they only allowed 19 sacks. Tell you what, it's you and I may be able to be a little bit of quarterbacks behind great offensive lines like that.
I think so. Outstanding player, Doug Flutie. He's the second 3-time winner, joining Sonny Way. He keeps doing it over and over again.
Doug just built a new house. I think it was last year. It's a good thing he built a big house because he's got a lot of hardware to put in it. 6-time MVP in this league.
I also think doesn't he get a truck for winning the MVP
yes,
here?
Yes, he does.
Better be a big, big garage.
Hey, and we got Paul Mazzotti being named the Outstanding Canadian.
Well, it's all going double blue, and Don Matthews set the stage at the start of training camp, saying, let us not just be one-time winners. Let us be back-to-back winners. We can do it. We have the talent. We've got the people we needed to continue the drive.
Don Matthews has a tremendously unique philosophy about coaching. Just to give you an idea, this Toronto team, from the beginning of training camp, the very first day, to right now, today at the end of winning the Grey Cup, the second time in a row, we're only in full gear 5 days. 5 days in a whole season.
I mean, these guys were mean when they got on the field for real.
Well, you know, you just don't beat yourself up during the week. You go out there, and by the time you get ready to play a game on Sunday afternoon, you're ready to hit an opposite color pretty quickly.
Well, Doug Flutie came up to the Canadian Football League and pretty much set it on its ear. Started in BC, went to Calgary, won a Grey Cup in Calgary. The big move to Toronto, and has it paid off. There's Pinball Clemons making the turn. He is knocked down at the 32. And Doug Flutie's got the ball cap on. Andre Ware from Houston will be given the offense.
Well, you can just imagine, when Don Matthews says Doug Flutie has control of this offense, makes the decisions on what happens, Doug Flutie wasn't coming out of this football game until he was ready. Just a great compliment to that whole organization over there.
I don't know, was he ready to come out?
No, I guarantee you he wasn't ready.
Pinball Clemons running up the middle. Pinball's got some room. He's found a seam. He continues to go. Now talk about sportsmanship. He dropped to the 55 with a minute left.
Pretty smart about this thing. All he wants to do is stop.
What's he got on his head there? There's the tag. That's a brand new hat. I have a funny idea. That's the championship cap he's got on.
There's a lot of tags on that sideline, and they earned it today. They earned it through the 97 season.
They're starting to hand out the hats on the sidelines for the Toronto Argonauts. A 21-yard gain by Mike Clemons. Argos are still moving. It's 47-23, but it's far from over. The Argos continue to burn up the clock.
Rob, but without forgetting the guys on the other side. Number 71, that's Bobby Juris. 74 is Dan Rasovich, 14 years in the league. He's been to 2 Grey Cups. Gallant effort. Came into, as they did in 1989. They went through, they're the underdogs. They went to Calgary, beat Calgary in Calgary. They went to Edmonton, beat Edmonton in Edmonton. That year, they were fortunate. They beat Hamilton in Toronto at the Grey Cup. This year, they made a heck of an effort, but they just ran up against a better team.
Give it to Pinball again. He's brought down. They're going to run the clock out. And there will be a back-to-back Grey Cup champion for the first time since 1982 when the Edmonton Eskimos did it. The Toronto Argonauts came in the heavy favorite, and they delivered. A 24-point lead with 15 seconds left. It's been a terrific party in Edmonton all week long, and they finished off the party with some fireworks.
Man, does it feel good when a plan comes together. And these guys had a plan.
3rd and 2, no time left. The Toronto Argonauts are the 1997 Grey Cup champions with their victory over the Saskatchewan Roughriders. 47-23, the final score. They did the job. Let's go down to Gord Miller with Robert Drummond.
Robert Drummond of the back-to-back Grey Cup champions. Robert, you said at the start of the year that this was your goal. Tell me, how difficult was it?
It was very difficult. You know, we came under adverse conditions. You know, we came out here to hostile land for us. You know, everyone was a Saskatchewan Roughriders fan. You know, but we didn't really care about that. We just wanted to come out and do what we set out to do all year, and that was win the Grey Cup, and we accomplished that.
Saw you cramping up a little bit in the second half. A lot of guys were. How difficult were the conditions in this cold?
I mean, they weren't that difficult, you know, but jokingly, before the start of the game, I told my teammates, you know, I'm going to go out and give all I can for 3 quarters. I'll probably end up cramping up the 4th quarter. You know, how true to that holds, you know, but I thank God we won, you know. I like to say hi to my mom back at home, my sister, Rosella, I love you. I'll be home soon.
21 unanswered points. You bolt out of the gate in the 3rd quarter. What did you guys talk about at the half?
At halftime, you know, we just take, you know, come out, you know, at halftime we actually wanted to go out and score 30 points. I didn't know it was going to turn out like that. You know, Adrian Smith had that kick return and just set things off, and we rolled from there.
Robert, a long way from Syracuse. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well, he's a long way from Apopka, Florida.
That's exact. Hey, where it is a little warmer.
Yeah, everybody's from Florida. And right now, they're celebrating everywhere. There are Argo fans. Number 1 is another one of the people, Willie Williams. He was at it this year.
Great addition to that offensive line. Really did help to stabilize it.
Well, it's been one of those ones. Toronto, 538 net yards. Saskatchewan, 342. So they lit it up for another Grey Cup victory.
Some of the best balanced team that I have seen. Offensively, defensively, and special teams. They got it done in every phase of the football game throughout 97.
Well, they came in with the plan. They ended up at 15-3. They had to wait, had a tough time against the Montreal Alouettes in the Eastern Final, and they come into the Grey Cup game at Commonwealth Stadium knowing that it was not going to be easy because the Saskatchewan Roughriders played well against Calgary and well against the Edmonton Eskimos. Now, let's head back down to the field. Gord is with the MVP.
With a guy who just can't win enough MVP awards, the Grey Cup MVP again, Doug Flutie. Now, if last year didn't answer the questions about cold weather, this is kind of doing it.
I hope so. And I got a few comments this week from the people around here, and everybody's rooting for Saskatchewan. And then we expected that, but I'll tell you what, we had a great effort all around, and it's just an outstanding football team.
Tell me about what you talked about at halftime after it was that close after 30 minutes.
Well, we just kept plugging, you know. We made some mistakes early, gave them life, and we stopped making mistakes. That's the bottom line. Adrian's kick return busted it wide open for us and got us going, and we just moved the ball the rest of the game.
Tell me a little bit about what you talked about offensively facing the Saskatchewan defense, and it played pretty well against you in the regular season.
We thought we could cause some problems by spreading it out. Key to it was they gave us a blitz that really gave us headaches the last couple times, and I threw some hitch screens to get them out of that. And that really caused some problems for them. And then we hammered the ball as well.
And finally, I know there's some people in Boston, your daughter among them watching right now.
Hi, Lex. How you guys doing? Happy birthday, Billy Brittany. We'll see you later.
Okay. Congratulations. Guys?
He's being spirited off because they're going to give him another piece of hardware. This is the one that they came to Alberta for, and that is the Grey Cup. Flutie even had one of those little touchdowns himself.
Well, he got to a point, I guess he had to be very disappointed with his receiving corps. Nobody got open. He had to run it in. But just a class act.
John Torrey will now present the Grey Cup to the Toronto Argonauts once again.
The president, that's Bob Nicholson on the left, right there.
Thank you very much, Steve. And first of all, congratulations to the Edmonton people for putting on a great Grey Cup. Congratulations to Saskatchewan for a superb game. And congratulations to Bob Nicholson, Don Matthews, Doug Flutie, and the Toronto Argonauts, 1997 Grey Cup champions.
That's a nice feeling, I can say that. It just feels like I won the lottery right here, the way my heart's pounding.
Well, the party in your parka turned into a festival of double blue. The Toronto Argonauts are the 97 Grey Cup champions. They did a job, exploding in the 3rd quarter for 21 points. And again, a shared effort. Flutie went to Masadi. Flutie went to Clemons, to Mitchell. Everybody had a chance to touch the ball. Everybody had a chance to be part of this victory.
It's something very special when you're a ball club and you're in control of your own destiny and you get the job done the way the Toronto Argonauts did in 1997.
Well, you might be able to hear it in the background, the music of Tina Turner saying simply the best, and they were that all season long. The Toronto Argonauts repeating as Canadian Football League champions. Saskatchewan Roughriders did the work to get to the final game, and then Toronto came in to make sure they had it all.
I guarantee you, they're a lot better football players than they are singers.
Well, it's been a great season, Kep. It's been a pleasure to work with you. You're a Hall of Fame player and a Hall of Fame broadcaster. Thanks to all the people who brought the Canadian Football League into your living rooms. They did a terrific job. They deserve one of these themselves.
Thank you very much for watching us, and we hope to see you next year, huh?
I think so. Why not?
Let's get it going.
Back to back.
We'll be back to back. Let's go for hours.
Toronto 47, Saskatchewan 23, the final score in the Grey Cup game. That's the final score from Edmonton, Alberta. Doug Flutie and the Argonauts do it again in 97. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Danny Kepley, I'm Rob Faulds. Take care, everybody. Let's party.